And we are live, hopefully. Yes. How's it going, everybody? I think we should be live. Yeah, we're live. How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is doing fantastic and that everybody that went to Open Sauce had a great time and that you are hopefully back and safe. For some reason, the music seems really loud to me this morning. Did I change? I'm gonna drop on my end music a little bit. I don't know if it'll actually affect it for you guys, but let me see. I think I was watching a video that had audio, and so I bumped up this computer's output. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. Couldn't even hear myself think. Who's all here today? Let's see, Lisa's in the house, 60 here in Colorado. That sounds lovely. We had some pretty decent heat here, like mid 90s roughly, and then we've had some cooler weather. Yesterday was the coldest day. I think the high was like 63, 64, and then today it's going up to 70 something. By this weekend, we have like 3 days where it's mid to upper 90s. So I got my walk in yesterday, and today hopefully we'll spend some time outside, because I don't know if we've gotten, like, being born and raised in California, specifically the Inland Empire, like, I'm used to triple digits for lots of summer. But I don't know if it's like, having been out here for 2 years now, that I've like already gotten used to cooler weather, or whether it's like because we're further up north, it just, the sun feels like it hits different. I don't really know, but when it's upper 80s here, it feels very uncomfortable. So let's see. Okay, we got Delmar's in the house, PF's here, hello, AWSW, I think I said, yeah, I did say Lisa, hi Lisa. RS, Sweeham's here, PA5, Passat, how's it going? GPs is here, been very wet in June in the UK. Huh, a lot of rain. We had some crazy thunder and lightning over the last week, but I don't think we actually had much downpour. A couple sprinkles maybe. Yeah, a little bit of sprinkles here and there, which is nice. We definitely get here in this part of Idaho, like some occasional, even if it's just a few hours of rain during the summer, and I very much so enjoy it. It's pretty nice. So, Tor's here. Hey, Turtle Crawler's in the house. How's it going? Iconic Fab, how are you doing? It's a shame it's not the 20th of June. It'll be the longest day this year. Oh, is 20th? Okay, so tomorrow is the longest day of the year. I knew it was coming up. I didn't realize it was tomorrow. So that is awesome. Derek, thank you. Cheers, man. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Let's see, what do we got? We'll do air horn. And then we got, I'm on screen, so we'll do a cheer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Finally, I can attend one of your streams. Yeah, welcome. So really quick, the main thing I wanted to mention, last week I had said during the stream that this Wednesday I would be doing a live stream with Big Tree Tech, and that was the case, but that live stream has been postponed. So I don't have all of the info, but basically the live stream was going to be the launch of the K-Touch, which is their Panda Touch for Klipper, which is the same hardware, but it's a completely different firmware that allows you to connect to multiple Klipper devices and control them, start jobs, run macros, and do some things like that. And they decided to postpone it. So I guess they, I don't know all the details, but it sounds like they just weren't exactly happy with where the state of it all was, and so they want a little bit more time to iron out some things. So I don't have any idea when the rescheduled live stream will be. Hopefully it's at a time frame and day where I can actually join. Aaron was off today, so that's why it worked out, or would have worked out. So whenever I do have any info on that, I will be sure to update, but I know there was at least 1 or 2 people that last week had said they would try to tune in, so it will not be happening. I just found out not long ago, so wanted to let you know. Tomorrow is the solstice. Nice. Talked to my friend in Scotland. She had a jacket and gloves on for a walk. They will be here in 2 weeks. Sounds like she is in for a rude awakening then. Hey, Nomads. Anybody that was, yeah, happy Juneteenth. Anybody that was at Open Source, how was it? I didn't see a ton of video footage. I saw quite a bit of photos, and I did catch Nero, I think it was day 1, did a live stream, and I jumped in for a minute. So I got to see Lightburn booth, which was cool. I was like, hey team. So everyone sounds like they had a really good time, and the big takeaway I seem to be getting from the photos is that Open Source seems like much less of an industry event and more of a sort of creator / show and tell thing. It kind of reminds me, and I haven't been there, I didn't go last year or this year, but it kind of reminds me of sort of what Bay Area Maker Faire was, maybe at a smaller scale, because Bay Area Maker Faire was freaking huge. There was like tons of halls dedicated to different things, but I like that it seems like it's really focused on like community and creator projects more than selling products. So It's been very cold summer. Hey, Millennium Machines is here. I meant to post the video that we were going live today, but I was like looking at what we were doing and was like, I think we'll be okay, but I'm glad you're here because we might get stumped and it's just nice to have you. Friday is midsummer, that's right. My mom was calling my more and said that she couldn't get a hold of her when she tried calling and that midsummer was coming up, so. As exhibitors, we were promised a private VIP party with makers and creators, but that was rug pulled last second, and that was communicated poorly. Interesting. My team, so Lightburn was there with like a pretty big table, and I think like 6 or 7 of my team was there. And I didn't get all the details, but it sounded kind of similar. Regarding some of what was promised and versus what was delivered. Also, I'm gonna be a little more squirrely than normal today. We have a skid steer and a bobcat bringing block and rock back and forth between the front yard and the backyard, and it is super distracting, but I'm very excited because they're putting in the retaining wall terrace thing, so it's full-blown construction zone here today. I call my grandma more as well. Are you Swedish, Thor? I think your name is my. It was my mom's. I think it's my mom's godfather. His name was Tor. He passed a few years ago, but it was Aino and Tor. So I know it's definitely a Swedish. We stole many lozengers from the Lightburn booth. Yes. Daniel wants to go play with the big machines. I was watching them navigate the skid steer and was like almost nail biting because there's not a lot of space. Like our backyard is quite long, but it's not super deep, and they are dumping drain rock, right? And they are getting awful close to the slide for the play place that I built for Jackson. And I'm gonna, before they start the second wall, which I think will probably be tomorrow, I'm gonna ask if they want me to pull the slide off because the slide's only held in with like 3 bolts and it's just so long. But yeah, it's impressive watching them maneuver around this yard. The Bobcat I think could be fun to drive. It seems small enough, but the skid, nah, man, not in our yard. Maybe if it's like an open field or something like that, but they had to pull. I was pretty sad because anyone that knows, if you saw my fence post video or you've just saw me talking about fence posts months ago, I installed 4-inch vinyl fence posts that are 4 foot tall for a dog run. And I thought that I had spaced, they're 6 feet on center. And I thought that if I just pulled the panels, they'd be able to get their machine through, but they had to tear out a pole on that and tear out a pole on the front to get it through. And like, it looks like they got it out clean, which I was happy with. But when they told me they were gonna have to rip out like one of the fence posts on that fence that I like busted my butt to install, I was not super excited. Morning, Deanna. Yeah, on my mom's side and British. Oh, I didn't know that. That's super cool. That makes a lot of sense with your name being Tor, but I had no idea. Do you know any Swedish from your mom's side? Okay, we are gonna start in just a second here. I also stuck googly eyes on the engraver they had. It's the Nomad, funny enough, it's the Carbide Nomad 3. Hey, Benny. Hey, Dutch is in the house. I need to message you back, Dutch. I have been way behind on messages. I've been awful. I think even Turtle, I think you messaged too, but I did see that you were testing out the Kraken motors and that you had sent temps, and I was curious to get some of your feedback on that, so I need to reply. 3D printed skid steer and other RC projects. I did meet a guy that is, he actually got a 3D printer off me locally and is using that 3D printer to print out parts for a DIY plasma cutter because he's using that DIY plasma cutter to make a mini skid. So it's not too far off. And he sent me, I have to look, he actually messaged me and sent me some details on it. PF, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Cheers. Let's do, for you, we'll do cheers as well. And Hadouken. Thank you, PF. I did respond back. Awesome. Yeah, I've been all, just too much happening. I do not. My cousin starts saying things to me and it might as well be Japanese. Okay, I only know a little bit. I know just teeny tiny bit. Okay, let's get into it. So let's start off with what we did, where we're at. I think that's a good thing. So we are making some really good progress. We basically completed. So we have completed, I want to say this is X axis, Y axis. I even installed Steve's little rotary knob for moving it by hand. I'm also going to be installing one on here. I broke one. I needed to ream out the lead screw, and I don't remember if it was either that Steve didn't tell me that or if I just didn't read his instructions. It was one of the two. But I broke one, so I do need to reprint out part of it. And also, because we don't have like the feet and the electronics underneath this, I don't actually have the clearance for it to sit on here right now without it like leaning the whole machine. And this thing has gotten quite heavy, so I figured I would wait until it was elevated enough to not put any strain on that part. So we did this. This was finished before last week. And last week, I'll put this off. You know what? I'm going to move this completely. Give me 1 second here. There's no space. Hold on, let me move you guys, slide you guys a little bit. Just so that way we've got a little bit of area to work with. I'm trying to be careful. Dude, my back's been acting up a bit. Okay, so last week, thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how you sure break a lot of parts. Yeah, that's fair. I do break quite a few parts. All right, so last week, this is what we worked on, which is our Z-tower, which has the FMJ mod, which comes standard with the LDO kit. Also, I haven't mentioned it every stream, but this is an LDO kit. It was provided by LDO. That's basically it. No strings. There's no strings attached. All opinions are that of my own. But Jason and LDO team did provide this, so thank you to them. So this is the FMJ mod, and it's 2 aluminum plates on the side, which allow us to be a little bit taller than I think the base. I don't know, I think it's 50 millimeters taller perhaps than the base config, and it also adds just a lot of rigidity. So most of last week was installing all of these bolts. Because of how tight the roll-in nuts were, the Sovol SV08 is a great table. I'll finally have my SV08 review out this week also. A bunch of people have been asking for it, so it is rounding home base. Yeah, this was what we were working on last week, was getting all this put together. It's a ton of bolts, and because of how tight the roll-in nuts were, it was a royal pain in the butt to get everything aligned. I did relay information back to Jason surrounding these, basically the issues with them. I sent him photos of the scratched up anodization. I also sent him the stream where I ran into the issue, and I also let him know about the one extrusion we ran into that wasn't tapped and threaded on both sides, which it wasn't required to be, but because I'm so used, that's typically what LDO does with their, at least, Voron kits, which is primarily what I've built. I had to manually tap it because I had installed it backwards. So I'm hoping that with that feedback, they'll end up just doing that from factory. So is today the tramming day? Probably not. Milo Discord sent me here. Nice. I'm glad to see new Milo in the mix. Thank you for dropping by, Sonny. You should hear the Sovol SV08 is a good table. So I'm not happy with Sovol at the moment. What's going on with it, Tor? Is it regarding the enclosure or the actual machine? I haven't seen you say anything about the machine, but I did see you say something about the enclosure. I think with the machine, I haven't talked to them much lately, if I'm being honest with you. But I mean, they kind of not true. They just reached out yesterday, but prior to that, I haven't talked to them much. And I didn't ask about it, but I think that a big reason why, if there has been delays on SV08s, is due to the Morn Sun stuff and having to source new power supplies. I see Mandic has a good sale for his filament. Gotcha, the enclosure. So I asked, that was actually one of my questions. I think they're eventually going to be sending an enclosure, but I asked if they were going to provide DXF files, and I think they said they were going to post, I don't think they're there yet. I think they're going to post DXF files to the GitHub, so that way anybody that has access to either a CNC that's large enough or a laser cutter, they can cut out their own panels, because I think the panels are like $150-ish, give or take, and not that that price is not fair, but I'm pretty sure you could source locally. Like a lot of it's shipping cost, right? Like acrylic is not cheap, but then shipping cost of these things that are quite large is also not cheap. So, but yeah, I don't know what the delay is regarding the enclosure, which I think is what the issue that's been going on. Sovol did delay the SV08 delivery in Europe to July. Yeah, I wonder if that's because of the Orange Sun stuff. I know that, I think from what I heard, it's metal and tempered glass. Gotcha, that changes everything. I take back what I said. 160 bucks for glass and metal sounds fair. I, for some reason, thought it was acrylic, but that's right, I did read that there was a glass. Yep. Okay, so let's get to moving here. Today we are going to be finalizing our Z, or the not FMJ, but like the Z-tower for the most part. We're not going to attach it to the base. Last week, kind of talked about it, and the consensus was that because of the added weight, and the difficulty of like flipping over the base, we'll wait until we've got sort of the electronics in place. How are you enjoying today's waffle? Wait, hi, are you enjoying today's waffle? Daniel's Squirrel Nature in chat. Oh, I didn't get it. I needed to read the whole thing. Yeah, smack the like button if you haven't. Everyone that's here now and present. Check the Discord live stream channel. Okay, I will check it in just a second here. So last week we did this, I didn't install this. This is gonna get filled with epoxy and sand, but we don't want more weight right now while I'm moving this. We did this, we did that. We installed the Z plate onto it, so that should all be set. Okay, this is where we are. So let me really quickly grab some, is this 2mm? No, we need 2.5, which is of course, oh, you know what? That's right, we've been using the, I just want to quickly, I'm almost positive that I did tighten these down appropriately on last week's stream. I just want to check a couple of them to make sure I didn't get distracted towards the end of the stream and not fully seat these. So let's see, is this the right size? It is. Also, Dark Third, did you get, I want to make sure because I was just checking and I did email you regarding last week winning the filament. I just want to make sure that you got my email since you're here and I remembered. Happy Wednesday. That's awesome. What's Professor Boots? Dark Third Dimension posted this amazing amazing GIF. I love it. Okay. Hey Chrome, I've already designed an acrylic enclosure. Just need to figure out hinges and stuff. 168. Where did it? Oh, here we go. Okay. I see a few suppliers and YouTubers are upgrading their Tridents to 9mm belts and going faster. I think I'm doing the same. So, man. Okay. I will. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. I haven't talked about this at all. I don't think really. Yeah, this is all tight. I'm good. I haven't talked about this at all really. I know I'm getting distracted from starting this, but I'm gonna show. Oh, thank you. Hi, Bubby. Ow! Shit. Oh. You stole my toe. I know. I stubbed my toe. It hurt. Oh. You gonna bring it? My back's kind of hurt. I don't know if I can lift them. I can try for a sec. I stubbed my toe. Jack's here as well, and Aaron brought a drink, so thank you very much. We'll show Jack. He's super excited. Should I tell him how we found him this morning? Yes. Okay. So this guy, he has been obsessed with zippers for months. Like, he thinks the sound Z is super funny, and he's been just like obsessed with zippers. And he's been playing around with like my zipper on my jacket, and when my mom came over, her purse and like backpacks. Yeah, so he's mastered the zipper. And the issue with that is that all of his pajamas pretty much, or onesies, use zippers. And so we walked into his room this morning and he was just sitting up, right? Yeah. He's just sitting up, butt naked. just butt naked. So during the nighttime, he was proud of himself. So last night he undid his button, undid his zipper all the way down, took it off, no diaper. So there was a bath. There was a bath this morning. Yeah. So we have a few pajamas that use buttons, and he hasn't mastered the buttons yet. So I think that's what we're gonna have to resort to. But yeah, we woke up this morning and we're just like, what's that? Yeah, or like 2 pieces. Yeah. Huh. Zippers cannot contain him. That's you. Yeah, we're talking about you, you silly. You were naked this morning, dude. Huh? Huh? Yeah. So we that was a fun surprise. Yeah. Huh. We're gonna continue building today, buddy. Oh, thank you. Because recording audio earlier, I forgot I turned the AC off. I would have realized it when I started sweating like in an hour. So, need to bring out the carpet cleaner. Already taken his clothes off. Zippers. Yeah. Huh. That's a light, bud. Yeah, that's a light, dude. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you a baby straitjacket, huh? Huh? A baby straitjacket. Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. He's been. There's been like once or twice where like I've kind of caught him in the act, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" But this was the first time where like he just got away with it. Aaron came down the hall and was like basically like, "Come look at your son." So, all right, we'll say bye bye. Dad's got to get building. He's talked for 23 minutes so far. Okay. Thank you. That was a nice surprise. I'm gonna show the cool tool head that I've been sort of putting together. Thanks, son. Wow. All right. Love you. That hurt, man. My toe. Okay. So, I'd always planned on, here we go, Sony Mobile. So I'd always planned on upgrading the Trident that I got in from Cybor. I built it stock because that's typically what I do, and I was gonna do my initial video on it and then mod it. Well, the honeymoon didn't last nearly as long because I ended up shorting out something that destroyed the controller, and so I threw a Kraken in there. I haven't finished wiring it up and was like, screw it, like, we're just gonna, like, if I'm installing the Kraken, I'm not gonna rewire everything with the stock stuff. We're just gonna dive in. So, initial plan was to go with Archetype, which is a custom ecosystem of toolheads that has a handful of different ones. And so, I was over in the Armchair Engineering Discord getting some information from them. Just, hey, like, what would you recommend? Sort of, can someone give me some info on, like, some of the key differences and basically what would make sense for a Trident. While I was in there, somebody brought up another toolhead that I had never heard of called Jaguar. And they were like, yeah, it's made out of metal and this and that. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds kind of crazy. I was set on Archetype. Well, then I started chewing on it and was like, man, this toolhead's gonna be crazy. Maybe I will just go all out. And so I reached out to PCBWay and said, hey, because I've worked with PCBWay for like 1.5 years now, and I know they have access to metal 3D printing. Said, hey, would you guys be interested in some kind of a collab and manufacturing these parts? And they were on board. So I'm waiting on some pieces, but here are some of the main parts for it. So this is SLM printed, so it is aluminum powder. Selective laser, nope, selective laser, I can't, selective laser, what the hell is I can't, hold on, it's not selective laser sintering, what, hold on, someone's gonna get this for me, what does, someone's already got, sintering, oh, it's sintering, wait, so it's SLS, so it's, no, but it's SLM, no, it's SLM, SLS is selective laser sintering. What does SLM stand for? I mean, I feel like it still would be sintering. Oh, okay. So it's not. It's selective laser melting, which sounds way less cool. So SLS is, that's lame. Well, I think that's how they distinguish, because SLS is typically, I think they usually use a nylon powder, and that's what's the sintering. But yeah, so melting is the technical, I guess the technical term. So this is basically the main parts of the tool head. So you have these fan shrouds that are also metal printed. You've got the top plate, which bolts a hot end to, and then you've got the, where's the rest of the parts that I've got? You've got the upper plate, upper plate, which has basically just a ton of holes for a very large range of extruders. And then you've got a couple more metal parts, which are your belt clips. So it's compatible with 6 or 9mm belts. I had planned on just throwing it on with the Trident as is, but the game plan long term is going to be to use Milo to mill out aluminum motor mounts, so that way we can upgrade the motors to something beefier and go with 9mm belts eventually. So yeah, so these look awesome. I'm really happy they turned out. The fans are going to be these monsters. So they are, it's ridiculous. It's what the same kind of fans that Luke actually recommended these from Luke's laboratory. These are Delta fans. They are 12 volts, which is a little bit of a bummer because the tool head board I'm using only has 24 volts. But I did find these really small, buck converters that should take it from 24 to 12. So I don't know where I'm going to attach this. It very well might be VHB'd. It's going to probably be a little jank just because we'll see. We'll see what sort of like spare mounting holes I might have. But this was the smallest. This is the smallest I was able to find for a buck converter. Just have them in series. I guess I could potentially do that as well. Buck converter was recommended. Those fans also work best if you can provide a PWM signal. Yeah, I'll see what, I feel like the recommendation was to use a buck converter, but if I can run them in series, that might be an alternative option as well. So we'll see. They are server fans as far as I'm aware. And yeah, it's gonna be loud. Like it's gonna be loud. There's no denying it. And so it's getting tube. So tube air is going on the bottom of it. So it's got tube. It's getting the FXD. I'm waiting on a different FXD extruder, but it's getting the FXD extruder mounted on the top of it. And it's getting beacon, the latest beacon. So it's gonna be in like nuts. Like it's gonna be crazy. I normally don't do, it's very not me. Like I normally don't do just like maxed out builds and stuff like that, but I figured let's be careful if you broke your, wait. Oh, if one breaks, you have, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so we'll see. But I just felt like having tube and the FXD, like I kind of wanted to go all out and do something crazy. So it's going to be an ongoing thing, but it should be a ton of fun. So it will start off with 6mm belts, and then the plan will be, yeah, 9mm belts as well. So should work fine. I have them in my K3. They are not that loud. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I feel like Luke said they weren't that bad. Also, like loud and not loud, it really depends on what you're used to. I've been printing with the FL Sun S1 and it's CPAP at 100% for fun, and that's loud. So yeah, but we'll see. Speed against your racing, it's Bandit's new Trident. I think that his Trident is gonna probably outperform mine, at least initially, because of all the other things he's got going on. But maybe long term, that could be really fun. So yeah, so that was the absolutely. I've been wanting to show you guys because like usually I show sneak peeks, and I'm like, no, I'm waiting on some details. I don't want to show it, but screw it. I've been holding on to the secret for like 30 days now. So anyways, let's get into it. So we've determined that this is all nice and snug. So let's start with doing some assembly here. I did not get a chance to do heat inserts, so let's quickly do that. These are going to be 2.5 mil, so our little babies. Good fun, but would not be quite heavy with these metal parts. I thought speed requires light parts. So it's a combination of things. I think that, so this is definitely not going to be a light tool head. The way that I'm hoping to counter that is going to be with either, it's very likely going to be with like an all-wheel drive setup and 9mm belts to be able to give the motion system some more rigidity and just torque. So we'll see. We'll see. I know that, I mean, Luke runs them. I know a handful of the people have been running them, and you can make speedy with enough rigidity and power. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Luke's StableBots probably aren't a very good comparison because they're built like they're built so crazy that it's just the most rigid printers I've really ever seen. But I have seen quite a few people running other variations of either CNC tool heads or even SLM now that seem to not be having much issue. So time will tell. This is not something like, this is going to be a lot of experimenting for me as well. That's kind of why I want to do it, see what sort of struggles I run into and you know what struggles and what things end up working better than I expect. But yeah, game plan is use Milo to make the motor mounts for that printer. All right. Hey, nice. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to play around with tube as well. I don't know, for nozzle, I think I'm just gonna start off with probably like a 0.6, I would think. 0.4 seems like a weird nozzle to run with tube. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it feels like I would be sort of bottlenecking it too much. I also got a, I didn't show it, but I got a, I think it's a 100 watt. Yeah, so this is a 100 watt heater for tube. I bought this from Luke's lab directly because I couldn't find any high temp ones, and I was like, he makes the thing, like he's gonna have quality heaters. So also, Delmar, I think you mentioned that you can adjust voltage on right, but I gotta go get to the stream. If you need me to pop on, yeah, sounds great. I think we'll be good. I did look ahead, but I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. I think that the Nighthawk, the 30, was it 36 or 38 version? I believe that the variable voltage is 5 volts and 24. I don't think there's a 12 volt option. Insert the enthusiast motor mount, insert. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna get bearings. Should probably clean this up a little. There's a little bit of, just a little bit of stringing. I need to get a Milo to make new machine parts or positron for experimentation. Yeah. I feel like positron could really, well, I know that both the Journey Maker as well as the LDO kit use quite a bit of custom machine parts. At least that's my understanding. I haven't really, since I haven't had the LDO one in front of me, I don't know quite as much, but I feel like the positron can definitely benefit from having access to CNC for those that are wanting to do things like upgrade. That did not go in quite like I was expecting. There we go. Okay, that's flush. Majority of the LDO kit is machine only about, oh wow, okay. I think, yeah, you know what, I do think, I caught snippets of Nero and Steve's stream, and I do think I remember them showing that there really wasn't a lot of printing required compared to like any other printer build, really. Okay, that side is not, maybe. I think that worked. Yeah, seems like it worked. It's not quite as smooth as I like. Any mods you want to do are tied to the printed part, so it's easy to change. Nice. Okay, that's cool. That probably could have used a little bit of additional sanding. I think I'm just going to roll with it. But yeah, that part had an overhang that probably could use a little bit more. You know what? It seems like it's working in, so it's probably just going to take a little bit of time to sort of work itself in. Try one last little push. Yeah, that's as far as it's going. Okay. Well, it's required quite a bit of force a couple times. So next up, place a locking collar on the lead screw. So we will, can this stand up on its own? No, that's sketchy. Okay, so we'll lay this down. All right, locking collar is going on. You know what? I did not bring out Loctite, and we're gonna need a fair bit of Loctite. So let's do that. Just gonna put some on here already. Okay. All right. How much was this kit? This kit was provided by LDO, but if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's 12. No, so it's $10.99. It's actually less. I thought it was 12. I don't know if there are different prices from different vendors. So it looks like $10.99 from KB3D. I don't know if they're sort of bundled. Let me check Fabrico really quick. Okay, so Milo's is I'm sorry, Fabrico's is $12.99, but it must be because this kit comes with the spindle, while this kit does not. Free gift during pre-order. Get a 9-piece collet with your purchase of. So if you want spindle, you're looking at $13.78. So it looks like it's a little bit more from KB3D. The thing I'm not certain of here is whether this is the G Penny, if this is the same setup as what the LDO kit is shipping with, or if they're using a different one. So this says it's a full kit with 1.5 kilowatt, and this is saying it's a 2.2 kilowatt. So those are not the same. This G Penny one looks like it's a little bit beefier. Oh, here we go. Special note, KB3D is offering higher power spindles, 30% more power. Gotcha, that's why. So that's the key difference. G pennies are larger. So I guess it's your choice. You can either buy without and source, get the G penny, or go with this, which is this is the config that I'm running, or that I have. So it's a lot of aluminum. It's a lot of aluminum. Okay. Tighten the collar slightly so that it stays in place. Okay. Okay, so that's tight. It's not going to slide. Next, we are putting on the motor mount. So I'm going to take this off. These were just so that way, because this can slide, we didn't want to risk losing any balls. Not a bad price related by CNC for the price of a decent printer kit. Yeah, I feel like I thought it was going to be, when I initially saw this like before LDO was even doing kits, I definitely thought it was gonna be more than the price that they're going for. Just considering how much aluminum there is, like it's a lot. It comes in 2 boxes. It's super heavy. So I don't exactly know how. I mean, there's less motors by far than something like you know, a Trident or a 2.4. There's no screen, so that's some cost saving. So yeah, I don't know. I would have guessed it was going to be more. Okay, so we want to make sure that the motor is not facing towards the plate. So it's going like this. Like that. And what I did not do was apply any thread locker. So let's do that. Ugh. Let's make sure we have threads on. Yeah, okay, so all this has threads on it. So far, it's just been that one. I think that's all that we're gonna. I think that the one that we had an issue with initially is the only one that we're gonna have an issue with. I think I grabbed all extrusions after that and like flipped them around to make sure there was none that didn't have threads. How's your VCore 4 like pre-release / prototype been going, GPs? I think last time you said it's been awesome. I just got the I have the VCore 4 here, but it's not the final version either. It's close to it, but it's the one that was at the Fabrica booth at Rocky Mountain. So I'm gonna probably end up doing sort of like an initial look at it / just do some printing and see what it offers, and then the plan is that we're going to be building, I think building one as well. Feels okay. Feels a little crooked, but okay. M512 button heads. M512. Has anyone gotten the IDEX VCore 4? I don't think so. I don't think so. The only people I really know with the retail VCore 4s are John, I don't know if you pronounce it John or Jan, but who lives in, he was like the guy that, I don't know how to describe him. He has a YouTube channel, younger, does awesome stuff. He's done videos on Prusa XL. He's the only one I know that's actually built the VCore 4 so far from a kit. And I think he said he's going IDEX on his, but I don't know if he has the IDEX parts yet or what the deal is with that. But he built the hybrid version. And then I know Alan from, where are we not going in? Why are we not? Alan from 24/7 Printing. John, okay. It's pronounced Jan, or, because it's, I know like in Sweden, like my I think he's my mom's cousin. His name's spelled like John, but it's pronounced like Jean, like it's pronounced differently. Anyways, yeah, he built the VCore 4 hybrid. Oh, is that the issue I'm running into? It's just not going through the printed part. There we go. But yeah, I haven't seen the IDEX out in the wild yet. From what I've heard, which I know it's just heard, there's like it's gonna be freaking awesome. That's what I plan on doing is the IDEX version. I was gonna do hybrid initially, but if I'm playing around with the hybrid on this version I have here, then I might just see if I can go straight to IDEX. Jan might be the pronunciation. Okay, yep. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was. I think it's Jan. I met him. I got to meet him, which was super cool at Rocky Mountain, and I'm pretty sure I asked him there, but I don't. It's been a while. I don't remember, but I think it's Jan. It's Jan Tech. I think he was learning some time at Stefan. Yeah, I know that he did. I think he did, whatchamacallit, when you, not apprentice. I don't think it was an apprentice, but like a internship. I think an internship is what he was doing, I'm pretty sure. But it seems like him and Stefan are buddies, because
They came to Rocky Mountain, I believe, together. He's a super nice dude. He's a really, really nice dude. Okay, so hopefully we are aligned now. I can't tell if I'm going in or not. Are we? Yeah, we are. Okay.
Should have just swapped out for the for the Linus Tech Tip screwdriver for this size, because this is killing my wrist. Be prepared to remove that assembly later to insert the ballast. No, really? Are you sure? You can't. What if I just drop the motor later? Can I do it if I drop the motor? It feels like there's enough room. I'm modding my Mercury to be IDEX. Nice. Yeah, I've heard that there's some cool stuff coming in Rat OS, since that'll help with IDEX, like configuring IDEX. And since Rat OS is Clipper, I'm hoping that some of that makes its way back into just standard Clipper, that, you know, anyone that wants to run a IDEX on Clipper can benefit from. I removed that several times. Just removing the motor might be enough. I had a larger box. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully that's the case. I think it looks like, I'm gonna grab it right now just because you're saying it to see if I've got clearance, but I think I will. Okay. Yeah, let me grab that. So what he's talking about, the ballast box, is the thing that you add in, which I could have slid the dang thing. Does it make sense to, no, you would want to fill it, you wouldn't want to fill it in the machine. You'd want to fill it out of the machine and then slide it in once it's got weight. Otherwise you risk damaging things. So it's this guy, which slides in. No, I think you're right. I don't think this is gonna work. Son of a gun. That's a bummer. So yeah, this needs to slide into the, man, how do I show this? It needs to slide into the channel here. And there's no way to do that with that motor mount. So yeah, I am gonna have to pull this. Bummer. That's, I can already tell that's gonna make me better to not fill it in the machine. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, good call. I won't do that then. I can tell you right now, it's gonna make me procrastinate installing the ballast box. Once I get this thing all set up, I guess it's not that bad though, right? Like, it's really just this section up here, but this is, no, so this is ABS. This is Polymaker Galaxy Black ABS. So it prints like a dream. It's really, really nice. Oh man, you gotta look at Polymaker. Polymaker's got beautiful, their whole Galaxy series, both in ASA and ABS, is sparkly. So let's see. We got 80 viewers and 30 likes. Let's see, can we hit 50 likes? If you haven't, smack the like button. Do so now. All right. Yeah, we'll move forward, but thank you for letting me know that. I'm now mentally prepared. Okay, so this says, fasten the GT2 40-tooth pulley on the top of the lead screw with the pulley attached above the bearing. Wait.
Yeah, with the pulley attached above the bearing, you can now loosen off the locking card below the bearing, push it upwards till it contacts the lower bearing lid. Okay, so we want this. Thoughts on that desktop SLS machine? So, anytime we get access to like industrial technology in a more affordable price point, I'm excited. So I am excited. I am excited. But I have plenty of concerns. I have a lot of concerns. So my first concern is, well, really my main concern is with the safety of it. Because it is powder, I am concerned about people breathing in a bunch of nylon particles. With resin, it's like, yeah, I get the resin's also got all sorts of things, but it's a liquid and I feel like it's easier to contain, while with this, like this is not the type of thing where somebody should be running it out of their, bedroom or something like that. Like you've got to have a dedicated space. Don't get me wrong, I would love to play around with one. I would love to have one, but it would absolutely be a garage machine. And even at that, I would have to figure out additional precautions to work with it. So yeah, especially, yeah, exactly. So if it's a lab or something like that for like a small business that's set up appropriately, then yeah, it's killer. Honestly, that's probably my biggest concern is the safety aspect of it more than anything else. Steve, welcome, Steve. 25 months. He's broken the he's rounded home base and he's going again. Let's see. Steve gets Hadouken for Steve, and then gotta give Steve the squirrel. Also, I gotta show Steve the gift that was shared because he'll appreciate it. Here's the gift that was shared today. Happy Wednesday, squirrel. Hey, Jose. I felt uneasy when they were running it near us at open source. Yeah, I'm not, like, generally speaking, I am not the biggest stickler when it comes to safety. Like, I should be more so than I am. It's changed quite a bit now that I have a baby, because I have to be, like, it's right. It's like, it's not just me, but I still don't think I'm nearly like as much of a stickler, but just, it's fine powder, like fine polymer powder. You don't want to be breathing that in. So I hope it does well. I hope that the shortcomings are addressed and that they're able to resolve those things, because I think that there's a huge market for it, and I would love to see that become more accessible to just, all of us. But I think that as much as getting like the slicer and the actual printer to work, the post-processing, like I would love to see throwing it into a post-processor, even if the post-processor costs an extra $1,000 or even $2,000, like even if the post-processor is the same cost as the machine, if it automates a lot, like most of it, like some kind of vibration thing that, I don't know, like I know that I think you had to like blast it to basically remove some of the powder. Like if you can take the thing, put it in this machine, fully closed, and it does most all of that for you, that to me is worth almost as much as the machine because of the safety factor. So, why does this feel tight? Is it me? Did I push too tight down? Is it working itself in? What's going on here? According to Strange Things, they're basically wanting to ship it as is, which is just not safe. Yeah. I watched that video. I did watch that video. I know he got quite a bit of kind of hate for that video, but I didn't like the things like sort of the reindeer games that they were up to regarding, oh, release it, postpone it or release it at this point when the Kickstarter is nearly done. Like, that stuff's not cool. Yeah, why are we not loose? Do I need to adjust my anti-backlash? Did I go a little too crazy with my tightening? Let's tighten the collar. So this is in place. I basically just pressed it up against the bearing.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. This is still a small knob. I'm sure once I have... Well, I guess I don't think I'll have... We won't be using a big knob on this guy, so... I wasn't a fan of how they... Yeah. Yeah, I didn't care for that either. And I don't like... I don't feel like he has any reason to not be truthful about that. Like, there was no gain for him to come out with that video, you know, so hopefully they make it right. I saw they took a photo together at Open Sauce, so, you know, hopefully it's, you know, water under the bridge and they've sort of figured things out, but certainly not how I prefer businesses handle things, that's for sure. Okay. So it's moving and a grooving. Hopefully it'll just kind of wear in time. I mentioned that one of the bearings was a little bit tight to move in it because of some of the printed overhangs underneath it, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to spend too much time playing around with it right now. I'd rather just fire it up when it's ready and see if I see anything binding when the motors are moving it, then I know, hey, I've got an issue. But for now, I don't know. We're moving forward with it. To me, that stuff is actually not cool because it isn't like some software bug. This is like the predominant feature. It doesn't work and not safe. Deal breakers under the rug. Yeah, I don't like Kickstarter, but I think that Micronics has every right to use the platform, especially because of them being a startup. It feels like that is the right people to be using it. And I also don't have issue with a unit that's going to Kickstarter still needing a little bit of work, because that's really been or maybe not a little, but like needing some work. That's been fairly standard across the board. Honestly, out of most all the Kickstarter machines, the Bamboo X1 Carbon is probably the only one that I can recall seeing that when I received my unit prior to the Kickstarter launching, it was like 100% baked. Like everything else was sort of just icing on the cake. Usually that's not the way these things go. But either there was some misunderstanding or miscommunication around whether it was supposed to be a beta or pre-release unit or a retail unit. And it sounds like it was not intended to be much of a beta unit. And so that's, I think, where the concern came in is, hey, if this is not a beta unit, this thing needs some work. So we'll see. We'll see. Are we going to see the pillar mounted the XY frame today? So I don't think so, because I was going to do that. It tells you to do that in the instructions, but a few people were telling me they don't recommend mounting it yet because... oh gosh. Sorry, I'm brain farting here. They don't recommend I mount it yet because of the weight it's going to create, and I'm going to have to move it like onto the electronics bay. So I don't think we're going to mount the tower today. Let's see. It doesn't say anything about height on this. Huh. Am I missing it? I don't see any mention of height on this. Interesting. Yeah, because the electronics have to go underneath it. Otherwise, I wanted to. On last week's, towards the end of last week's stream, I was like, oh, I'm gonna mount it. I was gonna mount it before this stream, but someone talked some sense into me, and so I didn't do it. Oops. Yeah, I'm not sure how far up or down this is supposed to be attached. Which is, I find odd, there's not a measurement. Okay, so I have this loose enough to where I can slide it up and down. Granted, it's still fairly tight. Whatever, we'll leave it like that. I'm gonna just have to try to eyeball the height on it, I guess. And these set screws, I'm not applying Loctite to them because they already have Loctite on them. I probably should have mentioned that. Okay, so
Z motor. Let's put this on its face. I'm imagining that we probably want the plug for this to be facing the back. Side seems weird. I don't know why we'd favor one side over the other, and front is definitely front. Nah, front seems like a bad idea. So let's have the plug facing towards the back, and then we need our belt. Belt's going around here. So it's a closed loop belt, and that's going around here. And I think we'll just loosely. Yeah, we'll loosely attach, we'll like loosely get the bolts in for this. And then once we've got them in, I'll apply some tension. Yeah, I'll apply some tension and then spin it and then tighten it down after that once I see it's aligned. Okay, so for this we're using, interesting, M520 socket heads. M520 socket heads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we've got 4 washers, and I hear Jackson crying. And we're using nylon lock nuts for this. So this is we're going from bottom up. So we'll do socket head through the motor, and then through, nope, that's not right. I'd like to have this sitting in place. Cool, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll just loosely put a washer on, put a nut on. Wait, how am I gonna? I feel like gaining access to one of these bolts is gonna kind of suck. Like, if you look at where this is, since we're going from, well, either direction, I guess it doesn't really matter, but you don't have a whole lot of room. So I'm basically gonna have to get an Allen key and shove the Allen key up here to hold it in place, then tighten with the lock nut on top. That's gonna be how it has to go. So a little interesting, but maybe that's the only solution they could use here. Yeah, these are, let me see if I pull it up. Ah, it's not terrible. Wait, that's not, it's also not in the right spot. There we go. Yeah, I think I need an Allen key though to get this in. Let's see what we've got. Nope, too small. There we go. So, I still don't have, maybe if I go from the side like this. Yeah, this is awkward. I wonder if I'm doing something silly, but I don't know. 1 second, I just want to see there's a car out front. Okay. Yeah, this is awkward. Maybe if I go like this. I got it, I think. Yay! Okay. So I had to use the shorter side of the Allen key. Now I'll just leave that wedge there to hold it in place. It probably won't be that bad. It probably won't be that bad. Okay. Last one, and then we'll tighten them in. There we go. Mine is dedicated plug for the brick, USB-C. Is it enough? Okay. So this needs to go, this is definitely not aligned, so this needs to go further up. Looks close to right. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I don't think there's a set tension, it just wants you to pull them tight, so let me confirm this. Before tightening the fasteners fully, make sure the tension is set correctly. Do this, pull the motor away from the column with one hand until the belt can be strummed like a guitar. Yeah, so it's not really a set thing, so. So what I will do is, I'll just use these little guys. You know what? So first what I'll do is I'll get everything much tighter, like much more snug. It'll be easier to, I think, I'm gonna do a little bit of tightening after that. So let me put on manual focus. It doesn't keep focusing on my hands. Good to see Daniel focusing. Maybe it's because I'm not drinking caffeine. Well, that's not entirely true. This is so I'm not doing coffee anymore. Oh, come on, I'm not doing coffee anymore, but I've become a iced chai tea, like, obsessed. Erin made me one of these the other day, and now I'm like, oh, I need it. So she's been making them for me. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's because I'm not having coffees like I was having most streams. This is going to take me a little bit. We all know I'm about to stop building the Journey Maker. I'm starting it up again soon, actually. I got the, Lisa! Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships! Let's see, Lisa, what do we get? Lisa's getting a Hadouken. And we'll do air horn. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support, Lisa. Yeah, I'm gonna start again soon. I got the power supply, the barrel jack connectors, and another type of bed in as well. So we'll probably have like one chill stream after we finish this, where we'll, like, I don't know, either unbox a printer or just print something, and I'll get the revised part modeled up, which should be pretty simple. Don't you have a metric ratchet wrench? A metric ratchet wrench? No. Wait, you're saying something that looks like this, that ratchets? That's a thing? Another tool to add? No, I don't have anything that can fit. The issue is, like, this space here. It's not a whole lot of space. I can try, I wonder if I use a ball and if I can go in at an angle. That might be able to get me in part of the way. Let's see. Yeah, this will work a little bit better, at least. I won't be able to fully tighten it with this, but It'll speed up at least a little. Metric socket set. Oh, those are like $5 on the usual suspect. Wow, that tightened up a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Okay, so I'm gonna just tighten up. Let me see. Why are we not moving now? What's happening here? There we go. Okay. No, before I tighten these down, these need to be at least close to tight. Otherwise, I'm gonna put unnecessary stress on this thing. Oh, you mean you're saying for right here? I don't think I do though. I really don't think I do. I should. But yeah, I don't have really any small sockets. Maybe that'll be the next thing I get. Tool. There's always more tools. This is an odd time though. I don't normally need. But yeah, in this case, it'd be super helpful. I'm gonna probably just have to use these guys tighten this up. Yeah, this is super awkward. Every time I think I've got all the tools I need, it turns out I'm wrong. Also, I saw somebody mention this thing about coffee. I think I missed it. All the sockets I have are gonna be way bigger than this, I think. I'm gonna turn it this other way so I can use my, like, it'll be easier for me to do this quickly. Then we won't look at me doing this. Yeah, there's always another tool. Yeah, I think if I get going on this, I can do it fairly quickly. I probably should also just use full size since I'm going from the outside like this. There we go. I used to just use needle nose pliers for this. People really gave me a lot of crap for that. I used needle nose pliers to tighten lock nuts for like 8 years. I feel like I really offended some people. I'm like, hey, it's worked. Sounds like a new socket set. Yeah, I should probably get myself what I need more than a new socket set or a socket set is I need a ladder. I've never owned a ladder before. I've got like step stools, but owning a house, like, we need ladders. There's one of our fire alarms went off the other day when we were cooking, and it seems like it's acting up now, like it didn't reset properly, but I can't get up to it. The ceilings in the dining room or the living room are just too tall, and so I'm in the market for a ladder. I did find one at a yard sale, but it looked questionable. What type of pliers are those? I look for these are Nipix pliers. These were a gift from Steve. These things are pricey. They were Steve's the one that initially put them on my radar and let me know how amazing they are. And yeah, when we were doing the BZBot build, he gifted these to me before we started. I think it was for my birthday. No, it wasn't. I think I said my birthday was. I think I said, Steve, my birthday's not for a couple months. But yeah, these are expensive, but man, knowing how well they work now, I would have purchased these well in advance. Wouldn't it be easier to remove it from the extrusion? So yeah, I do think that Dutch is saying, wouldn't it have been easier to tighten this up before putting it on here? So I think that, so you can't fully tighten it without having it on because of the way the tension is, but I could have gotten it to this point so that it was nearly tight off of this and then installed it. So yeah, I'm not sure why they don't have you go that direction. But yeah, now that it's like this, I should be able to pull up. Yep. So I'm just gonna pull up with one hand and use that same hand. See if I can just like, Yeah, jam that in there and try to tighten this. Nope, that's not gonna work. It's gonna spin. Need a third hand. Maybe if I go like this, I can keep it from spinning. That might work. Wait, I'm loosening it, aren't I? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't do that. Okay, that should be tight enough for it. Nope. Maybe it'll wedge itself. There we go. Okay, that definitely feels like it's tight enough. So I'm not gonna fully clamp this down yet. Is this where, yeah, if Jack was a little bit old, he's pretty strong, but I don't know, he's not fully taken directions yet, but there we go. So I've got this one relatively tight, so I'm just gonna move on to this one. Luckily the Allen key is just kind of staying, these Wera ones have pretty good bite, so it's staying in place. Okay. Now that feels, I think that's decent enough. It's strumming. So let's now move on to the bottom ones. It's a cube, 2 rooms. I really need to get myself some of those pliers. They are incredible. They are seriously awesome. If you've got, like, I don't know, a birthday or something, like some special occasion coming up and you're looking to treat yourself, I highly recommend these. I don't want to tighten this too tight because it's in a printed part, but I obviously don't want it to be able to move. It's kind of a balancing act. Oh, come on. I'm turning this again. I can't. I can't. They do dip in price. Yeah, my recommendation would be, like, if you're not gonna go get it right away, like if you're not gonna spontaneously purchase it, would be to check out like Camel, I think it's 3 camels, for Amazon price tracking, and see like what normal price is for them, and see if you can catch a sale. Like maybe you can put on a notification or whatever, so that way if it dips to a certain price, and then when it does, just pick them up. But yeah, I use these all the time now, not just for printing stuff, but like anytime I need to clamp on something that is sort of semi-fragile, or I don't want to scratch it, using not lockjaws. What's the word I'm thinking of? Vice grips? Vice grips. Okay, I think we're good. Let me see. I'm gonna do one last turn with this. I don't want to. It's a fine line between nice and tight and you overdid it. Let me go back full screen really quick here, just so that way it's not a... I do not want to take this off when it comes time to do the ballast box. So what I'm probably gonna do, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. This is, definitely not oh, is that fruit? Do you want to just leave it? Just gonna tighten this one, just throw it on that table right there. I'll grab it in a sec. Thank you very much. Chat says I need more tools. Thanks, hon. Why are we not? Okay. This should be the last one. No, I think we're tight. We're not going anymore. This seems good. Hey, Luke's here. Hi, Luke. Build's going pretty good. I discovered I need a metric ratchet set. Tightening these was not super fun, and because I didn't install the ballast box yet, it seems like I'm gonna have to take them off at some point. So, not super thrilled for that. But other than that, it's going well. I'm trying to figure out also the right height for this guy. It seems roughly centered. Yeah, we'll tighten it down there. Hey, Glenn! That and a ratcheting adjustable wrench. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That does not fit. Yeah, this is definitely, arguably too tight, but it should be fine. My wife actually encouraged me to buy tools. It's a problem. Oh, wow. Yeah, not Aaron's really understanding. But she knows, like, she knows my, I say reindeer games all the time when I'm describing, but she knows sort of my, wait a minute. Yeah, I think that's okay. She knows that I have a pretty easy time, like, justifying it, because I'll go up to her. I feel like a kid, like, trying to explain sometimes to, you know, the parent, like, I'm like, you know, but, like, I gotta do this thing, and it's gonna make it so much easier, and then I can use it for this, that, and this, and, like, yeah, so, it's, she knows my routine. Oh, she brought fruit, so let me grab that. Yum. Bowl of fruit. Ooh! All right, I gotta show it. It's food o'clock. All right, so we got bananas, strawberries, and blueberries. And then there's a second. Looking at getting a metric crescent wrench. Okay, we'll do that. Second one, we've got the half a hash brown, a couple sausage links, and some eggs. This looks amazing. Thank you, hon. All right, let me have a couple bites here while we look at what's next. So actually, I think we're nearly done. The reinforcement bracket is only if you aren't using the LDO kit, so you don't have the FMJ mod, so it reinforces your Z. We don't need to do that. We can install that. Yeah, we can install that. I don't think I've printed this out, so I'll have to reprint that out. Or not reprint, but I'll have to print that out. And then this is completely different. Okay, so this is how you attach it. So we're gonna hold off on attaching it just because of weight and having to move it around. Did you add washers to those nylon lock nuts? I did. Yep. So I've got bolts. Yeah, bolts and washers on all of them. Yeah, I can show. Can you see them? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know if you can see them. They're there, I promise. Fruit salad, apples are great for fruit salad, great texture. Yeah, Erin, she does. She does. I'm very, very lucky. And then we'll also do this. So we won't actually put the spindle, we won't put the spindle on, but we will at least get the spindle mount attached on so it looks nice. The washers are not very wide. I agree. They are actually probably smaller than the nut itself, so I'm not sure that they're doing a whole lot. Ideally, the washers being 3 millimeters wider in thickness would be better, so that way they are on the plate, because right now all the force is being put into the sort of channel of the slot, which isn't as good. Hey, John. Yeah, the washers could definitely be wider. That is a fact. Okay. Trying to inhale the warm food really quickly. It seems like a very thin area for that much force. I wonder if it'll creep and get looser faster. Yeah, honestly, this part looks like it was designed to be CNC'd. It's relatively flat. Like, I mean, at its thickness, at its thickest part, it looks like it's no more than maybe 15 millimeters. It's completely flat on one side, and it's basically just pockets. So I could see this could be a cool part to CNC mill out, and then you wouldn't even have to worry about that. So that might be a part to consider CNCing out. But yeah, I do agree that I can try to, if someone reminds me, I can try to let Jason know, hey, maybe this would benefit from slightly wider washers. Hey, Bill. All right, last bite, or last couple bites. CNC mill that part and then add the ballast box when you swap it. That is a genius idea. That way I don't have to feel like I'm just doing it to just add the ballast box. I can be like, and it's getting an upgrade. Yeah. That's a really good idea. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know a whole lot about machining, but the only thing that seems like it could be slightly difficult is oh, you can't see, you're looking at me. The only thing that seems like it could be slightly difficult is it would require a flip operation because of the pocket for the bearing that's on both sides of it. So that, I mean, I don't think that would be that difficult for a single pocket. Yeah, this feels totally, this on the side here, I don't know about. This is, I think, it looks like it's for cable management. But I feel like I can potentially redesign that where, I don't know, the zip tie comes in at a slightly different angle, so you don't have to use that side. It all seems like fixable stuff, or not fixable, but like things that can be addressed. But yeah, that's a great idea. All right. What were we going to do next? Yeah, cable chain. So I think that's this guy. We are going to be interesting trying to install a roll-in nut. I might not be able to use a roll-in nut for this, actually, just because of how tight it's been. I might just use a T-nut. Oops, you guys can't see that. I think I'll have a really hard time getting one of these in here. I could try, but I think I'll probably end up just using a T-nut. And so this is also, these are the M3, we need more heat inserts. These are the shallow ones. There we go. Hey, Aaron's in the house. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Hey, other Aaron's in the house. Hi, hun. Thank you for breakfast, or brunch. Thank you for brunch, it's delicious. The eggs I ate all of them. They were killer. You did a really good job.
Thank you. I have today off. Oh, nice. You doing anything, like you have anything planned for the day, or just kind of taking it easy and chillaxing? You know what? I should be using, no, that's right. The Stealth Press has the larger M5 heat press insert on there. So we'll use that in a moment here because we do need to install a couple M5s. Boop. These parts for wire management can be put on later. They are easy to break. Ah, good call, because they're sticking out, you're saying? That makes a lot of sense. Maybe I won't install this guy then. Yeah, since I don't have the hook, maybe I won't. At least it's prepped now. I've got the heat inserts in there, but this is just a cable chain mount, and we're not doing the wiring just yet. So, yeah, maybe I will listen to you on this and just wait to install it. Because on the side of the tower, I could see myself. This is a lot of weight, and if I set it on its side, not thinking, then all that weight's gonna go onto this little piece, and I can see that snapping quite easily. Chilling, kids are off school. Nice. That looks like peak, but it's not if you're putting it in a yeah, not peak. It's fake peak. It's actually the Polymaker Gold, just gold ABS. I think it's also partially the color profile that I'm using on the camera that makes it look a little bit more peaky. A little more peaky. Okay, so yeah, we won't do that, but we will install this big guy. So let's move you to the side. That. And let's grab you. Do I have enough clearance on the heat insert? I don't know. This is a tall part. I do. I do have plenty of clearance. Cool. All right. There we go. And we need these big. Let me get this warming up. Boop. There's an opportunity. Impress your friends. Fake peak. Come into a store near you. Imagine having a soldering iron that could install heat inserts into peak. Yeah, it'd be, you need I think like a blowtorch. Do you have some tips on print speeds with carbon fiber nylon? I just got my first roll. Man, so I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I pretty much say in all filament videos. Is start with the manufacturer settings and speeds. The speeds are usually stupid slow, right? Like, I mean, I think that, I'm trying to remember. I did a video on Nylon X, which is a carbon fiber nylon, and I want to say the recommendation was like 40 or 50 millimeters a second for the entirety of the print. Granted, this was years ago when that wasn't actually that slow for some of the printers that were out there. However, I still think that starting at a crawl speed and getting a few successful parts is way better than trying to build out a quick profile. Like, if you've never printed it before, dry it. That would pain me to print that slow. I know. But so dry it because it's nylon. And if you have the ability to keep it in an active dryer while you're printing from it, just for the sake of making sure it's consistent. And then whatever, if you don't want to start as slow as the manufacturer recommends, still start slow. Like, I mean, I would not be going above 100 millimeters a second on my first print with that. And it doesn't have to be a big print. Like, I'm not saying print a big thing really slow. It can be a benchy for all I care. But like, print with some very low settings to at least gain some comfortability and basic understanding of how it's performing on your printer. So 50 likes and 90 watchers. Yeah, if you haven't, smack the like button. Let's see if we can get to, let's say it's 75. That's our next stop. And in 24 minutes, we'll open the giveaway, Polymaker giveaway link. Yeah, slower does mean stronger as well. So depending on what you're using the filament for,
you will get tougher parts than just cranking it out quickly. Just because a part looks good doesn't mean it's actually strong, which I think is something that a lot of people don't really think of. Like, you can get quick cooling so that your overhangs look good, but if you're printing fast and your interlayer adhesion sucks, then it's kind of like, you know, for a functional strong part like that, why? Polymaker fake peak giveaway? Absolutely. get your roll of fake peak today. It's not perfectly flush, but it's pretty damn good. Fake peak. I can see it as like one of those infomercials. Are you tired of your friends making fun of you for only printing with PLA? Do you want to impress them? Fake peak. Oh man. Only a very select amount of people would find it funny. And that's okay. It's okay. Boom! So it's just peak and not peak peak. I've always wondered if slower actually means stronger, or if it's just whether or not the heat can keep up with you, have enough volumetric flow. So I do think there's a middle ground between those two things, Beef, but I also have concerns that if you are, so okay, let's use PLA for an example, because we all know PLA. Let's say you're printing PLA at 215 Celsius, and you want to print it stupid fast. So you crank it up to 230, 240 to sort of maintain that strength and flow. There has to be some point where you're actually breaking down the material to where it's, even if you're shooting it out fast enough from your nozzle due to your crazy extruder and high flow hotted, there has to be some properties that are permanently changing. There has to be like a tipping point, like a point of the material is starting to degrade. I do feel like you're right. You can counter some of that by just pumping more heat into it, but there has to be a tipping point. And I don't know what that is. And I know that that tipping point is going to vary, depending on the filament. So it's not like, oh, you know, once you hit 30 above, it's going to be very different. Also, and I don't talk about VOCs very often, but I know that at higher temperatures, generally speaking, you're releasing more VOCs, and with some of those higher temp materials, you really don't want to be doing more than necessary. Marta, sell gold APS-SB. I'll take the fake peak. Oh, that would be a fun April Fool's thing. But there's more. If you order now, we'll double your first order. Children love it. Fake peak. Freebies, you don't have to worry about hitting that point. Is there a place where you can get peekaboo filament? That's twice the peak for the same price. Just pay. It slices, dice. I love it. It's gonna burn or even boil eventually. I had a weird one on my Rook. I got no strings and crazy layer adhesion at high temp. Interesting. I wonder if the high flow shapes because it heats filament faster and lower temps, like CHT. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that with some of them, that's also true. You're not. So what Beef is saying is that, so you have two options. One of them would be pump more heat higher, faster, but then you have the other option, which is just give yourself a longer zone. And so with that longer zone, the filament might not be reaching a higher maximum temp, but since it has more distance to be heated, you can still push it quicker and expect the output to maintain the same maybe level of strength. I still don't know when it comes to the actual cooling I mean, I know Stefan's done some definite strength testing, but I still feel like there's a lot more potential info and exploration that could happen in that space. It's really interesting stuff. It's super interesting stuff. More particles at higher speeds too, as I was discussing with Tom. Oh, you went to open source? More particles, yeah, yep. As someone tested the exact thing a while back, I just can't remember what YouTube channel it was. It was probably Stefan. It feels like a Stefan thing, maybe not. It needs a baby belt. Faster means more material stress as it goes down. Yeah, there's a lot of variables. It's fascinating. It's the rabbit hole of all rabbit holes, you know, like 3D printing. It doesn't have to be, but I do enjoy an occasional dip into the pool of just, you know, like pondering, and it's interesting. Okay, so let's go forward. We need arguably the world's longest screws here. Does it? There we go. Boom. I went to open source. There were rumors you were there with Lightburn, but they said no. Aw. Yeah, someone, one of my coworkers messaged me on like day one and said like, hey, someone came by the booth asking for you. And I said, I know. Yeah, there was a lot of Lightburn people there. I mentioned I didn't even try to throw my hat in the ring on this one, partially because I had gone to Rocky Mountain and I know there was like so many people that wanted to go to this event that I was like, I just was at you know, Rocky Mountain, so. But I did have some serious FOMO. It looked awesome, and I would have loved to have seen some of the crazy cool projects that were on display there. So I've seen a huge difference in speed and strength when I'm printing single-walled planes, where layer adhesion is key. Otherwise, it's I could see in that scenario. Ooh, this is. I gotta clear out these pockets really quick. I could definitely see in a single walled scenario where it's very, very important. You don't have multiple perimeters to hopefully create enough strength. What are you also, I can't remember, you think you told me, but are you using lightweight PLA or ASA for a lot of your, like the RC stuff? I had a conversation with my dad just the other day about lightweight RC stuff. Also, I'm going to say it again. I said it in the video, the Ender 3 V3 video, but I built my first printed Nerf gun, right? It's been on my wants to do for 6 years, I think now. And my parents came over for Father's Day, and we filled some like cans with water and just set them up on the wall, and we're shooting them with these darts. It was stupid fun. If you are interested, even a little bit, it's so freaking fun. I can't tell you how excited I am that I actually finally built one. Okay, these are not going through. What gives? Do I need to ream these? Or are they just kind of too small? Well, let's bring out. He said the G word. Get him. Oh, Nerfers hate gun versus blaster. Okay, well, I'm not technically a Nerfer, so I don't know the rules. But a blaster, they are super freaking cool. They are so fun. All right, can I even get this through, or am I gonna? I think that once I get beyond the first like little bit of extra filament, this should go right through. Put in the bottom section. There we go. Ah, got it through. Sorry, I don't know what you mean, Lisa. I used to use lightweight PLA or lightweight ASA. Yeah. What did I miss? I used lightweight ASA and skinned it with the layer glass fiber epoxy. The problem in lightweight materials, dent. Oh, gotcha. Internals can easily. Okay. That makes sense. Now I just print an ABS or ASA and it comes out the same way as lightweight. Nice. Okay, cool. So it removed a step of the process, and it sounds like it was actually better. Are you doing, I can't remember, I know you were doing like drones, right? But are you doing also just sort of RC planes? I'm wondering if it would be, the main people I know that were using lightweight PLA were making RC planes. Also, if you needed it in the bottom hole, then try again. I think I need to just get a reamer. Another thing that Steve showed. Yeah, Steve has been like, just the reason I've picked up a lot of tools that have been very, very helpful. Never owned a reamer before. I remember when Steve was like, yeah, you need a reamer. I'm like, what is that, Steve? What did it tell me? Enlighten me. And I use them all the time now. Although, I don't know if I'll be able to actually... It's kind of a deep pocket. I don't know if I'll be able to ream this.
Oh, have you seen the Nerf blaster for dogs? No, that's amazing though. The positron printers open source kept having shifts. They realized it was, oh wow. They put a sheet up of foil and it worked. How crazy. Found it. So CNC Kitchen did one. I'm just gonna use these to grip and twist this. I can't do it by hand. I'm but one man. CNC Kitchen did one, and so did Printing Perspective, the most recent. Oops. Okay, that worked. Power drill. Do I have? I do. No, I don't. I don't. This only takes hex bits. It's all right. We're getting there. Maybe. Steve is a gearhead. It really does make quite the difference, though. Maybe on this one I need to go in from the other side. Let's try that. Holy cow. There we go. I exclusively build flying wing drones. They fly themselves, but like to push the aerodynamics. Freaking cool. I want to make my own drone, fabricating as many parts as I can myself with the Carrera. Did you say you started playing around with it? I can't remember. You said, I think you said you got your wife a new phone, right? Isn't that like last time? Okay, cool. So we've got all of them done except for one. Which one did I not do? They all look pretty good. Maybe it was this one? Try this one. I'm cringing watching these pliers stream that. Hey man, if it works, it works. I do have a drill in the garage I could get, but it's only 4 of them, and by the time I run down, grab it, and come back up, we'll already be done. There we go. Blast through. All right. There's a lot of plastic all over now. Another tool list. You're going to need to start watching Blonde Hacks and Cutting Edge Engineering vids to learn technique and tool use. Do you mean for Milo or just just in general? Nope. Yep. Your dad. You should have a drill stashed in every room in the house. I do have, like, I love this guy. I have it right behind me. It just only takes hex bits. This thing's awesome. In the garage, I have my the Ryobi drill and impact driver. Oh, man, why are you still being stubborn? I don't understand. We've got to be... There we go. There we go. Okay. 2 are in. Mostly for Milo, but also you stop using taps. If you send me a link to it, I'll subscribe. I've been watching more variety content lately. It's still a lot of hardscape and landscape stuff because that's sort of been the main thing on my mind lately. But if you've got recommendations for cool machining or tool channels, I am not. Who knows that reference? My dad's a TV repairman. He's got a killer set of tools. I'd be patient and take the wobbly drill bit technique to it. All right, so we are done with that. And also 9 more minutes and we'll open up the giveaway. Have we been streaming? No, 2 hours almost, yeah. Okay,
So this is now ready to go on. We're going to be using more nylock nuts. Ugh. A perfect excuse to buy more tools. Yeah, I'm trying to not spend much additional right now because of the backyard stuff we got going on. But at some point here, I will be definitely getting some more tools. Why are we not going in? Oh, there we go. Last one. Holy cow. Tag you on live stream. Cool. Thank you. I'll give him a sub after. Giveaway is not open yet. The giveaway link will... Why are we not... There we go. Just gotta tap it in. Okay, the giveaway link will be open in like 7 minutes. But yeah, I agree. One of the reasons I really enjoy doing DIYing like projects in general is usually with the money you save, you can justify the tool purchase. Then you have, you know, tool for future projects. Where are we? There we go. All right, so we've got nylon lock nuts that are going to be down here. I don't think we're using washers on these because we're going right up against metal. Yeah, we're not. We use washers. What am I saying? We use washers on the front side. Quinn from Blonde Hacks is building a live Steam. Oh, Steam model. Wow, that's awesome. That's super cool. Save money? Are you serious? What do you mean, John? Like when I did the fence post, right? I destroyed. Sorry, I'm gonna look at the one more time. I destroyed the initial gate that I went to install. Which cost more money, which narrowed my savings, but I got an auger out of it. I had to buy an auger. You only save money if you're actually going to buy something commercial instead. I think it depends on the project. Okay, so let me get these all started. Every time I do a project around the house, I have the perfect tool for it. I remind my wife not to comment about me buying the tools. Yeah, I still have a long list. Like, I really want a brad nailer. I would like a table saw. I know I have a long list. I can't think of them right now. A belt sander. Oh, come on, hold on. There we go. I'm happy when I make something for only twice as much as buying it. There's a lot of times, like, so that's the issue too, is like, so much DIY stuff, you might save money in dollar amount, but the amount of money that you lose in like labor is nuts. And because I was explaining this, well, not explaining, I was just like telling Aaron that I love DIYing stuff, but the issue is because I work, so like I have my normal job and then I do all the YouTube and video stuff, like I have an endless amount of projects that, like, in all spare time, ideally that's what I'm working on. And so if I DIY something, I'm maybe saving money in that regard, but if it takes me 80 hours to do a project when I could have made multiple videos on it, it's like, which one made more sense to do, you know? So I don't know, every scenario is different. And the DIY route also, there's something to be said about the incredible feeling of like the pride that comes from learning something and being able to like show it off. Like anytime someone comes over, I'm like, look at that fence. I made that, like, or, you know, I built that. So it's, I don't know. Every situation's different. I certainly enjoy it and get frustrated by it. Every time, almost everything I DIY, there hits a point in the project where I'm like, what was I thinking? But you just kind of got to power through. Overcoming the hurdles is, I mean, just like with 3D printing, it's kind of what it's all about. Because you will run into hurdles. I don't care how long you prepared for this project, you will run into hurdles. All right, there we go. I got these all in. Buy the table saw quick before prices go up when saw stop gets required. I want a saw stop, actually, Steve. It costs $200 for taking open sauce, $20 for parking each day. I could have bought a printer for that. Yeah, it's true. Time belt sanders are a waste of tools. I want a table saw but no room. I've been researching and not sure I want to buy a contractor saw, then want a cabinet saw. This right here is why I tell beginners to 3D printing to run away from the Ender 3, their limit. Their time is so much more valuable and there's so many better options even printers want. Yeah, it also, I still think it strongly depends because I learned so much on my second printer that was a $200 printer that required tons of upgrades and mods, and I'm super thankful for it because it largely gave me a lot of the knowledge that I needed as a foundation to really get into 3D printing. But that's not everybody. It's probably not most people. So it just depends. Yeah, like if saving the money up front, like especially if you told me like, hey, I want to start a business or something like that, and like you're like, yeah, I think I'll start with a Ender 3. That doesn't make sense to me. If your goal is a business thing, like get something that's going to require less hands-on. Almost 2 hour mark in the live stream. Okay, yep, 2 minutes and I'll open that giveaway up. Is that called maker bragging? It might be. Make a DIY channel, earn money fixing things, and keep your wife happy. Have been watching a lot of those types of things lately. Is the saw stop patent running out soon? So many fingers will be saved. My 40-year-old cast iron table saw still works great. Radial arm saw is a little younger, but just doesn't get used. Business, yeah, I would, P1S is my recommendation as well. It's actually my recommendation for a lot of people. If they tell me that their goal is to just 3D print and not, like, they don't really want to do things with the machine, they just want to print for, like, the goal is not the 3D print. I mean, sorry, the goal is not the 3D printer, but the output? Yeah, from the 3D printer. Hey, Steve! I got a DIY project coming up to make a monitor stand and haven't decided that I'm putting AI in it because I want a desk like Tony Stark would have. Nice. Okay, my hands are sore. Let me open up this giveaway link. Send. Shorten link. Boom. All right. Paste. Boop. Okay, giveaway link is officially in chat. It'll be pinned in a second, and if you don't see it, probably means you need to refresh the page. Ooh, okay. We're at 67 likes. Let's get to 80. 80. We got 92 people here. 13. That means 13 people. Just gotta click the like button. I believe we can do it. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, so last couple little ugga-duggas on this. Let's... Oh, man. Thank you, Tor. Tack så mycket. Tack så mycket, Tor. Thank you, Steve. All right, there's that. Wait, what am I doing? Why am I tightening this so hard? It doesn't need to be tightened so hard yet. Oh my gosh. I'm all going ham on this thing. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to tighten it anymore. I tightened too fully. Why didn't nobody stop me? There's no spindle in here. It's just so that way it's there. I think I got a little carried away. This thing looks sick. I don't know if I'll be able to, let's see if can we zoom out a little more? Or is that max zoom? That's max zoom out. Look how pretty it's looking now. Look at this thing. Just, yeah, over here just bolting it down. All right. Look at this thing. It looks awesome. It looks so cool. All right, I think that's it. I think that's it for the tower. If that is, I'm just gonna move it out of the way now. We already did the logo. Drag chain, I'm gonna wait on drag chain stuff. Wait on drag chain stuff. Actually, this one we can probably install. No, let's just wait on drag chain stuff. Let's move on to the table. We'll start that for a little bit here. Move this guy over here. Yeah, it looks really good. I am very happy with how it's all coming together. I'm questioning how I'm gonna get this thing downstairs. It's definitely a team lift. Just forewarning everybody that's considering building one, it's absolutely a team lift. Okay, let me inhale a couple of fruit bites. When you put the spindle in, it won't be that many ugga-duggas. That's right. That's right. I did try clamping it down with the spindle just for fun, and it doesn't actually sit flush. So, yeah, I'll have to back it out quite a bit. I totally got carried away there. Okay. So let's start with, what do we need? I imagine it's most of the extrusions, right? We've got 3 550 and 2 580s. It's got to be everything. Let's see. Oh, 1, 2. Yeah, it's everything I've got on the ground over here. Oh no! Shoot! All right. 1 second. I might have stepped on the tub that had all the parts for that tool head I was excited to show everybody, and launched all the parts. There we go. All right, everyone's happy together again. Okay, so we've got three of these, which are 2080s. That's not right. These are, oh yeah, they are. No, that's right. That's right. 2080s and these are 2040s. Yep. Okay. The easiest to do is upside down. Okay, and then we need skirt parts, and I did print out all of those. Let's see. Skirt parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is all the skirt parts. So it looks like I actually printed one extra one, maybe? These are the same. No, they're not. One has more holes than the other. I don't know why. Attach the skirt. Okay. Oh, we need also, oops, wrong cam, or not wrong cam, but wrong angle. There we go. You need a good, yeah, you need, Aaron was looking at these, like, I think it was, yeah, a dolly that, like, automatically goes upstairs. It had, if I remember correctly, it's been a while, but it had, like, super questionable reviews on Amazon. But I was like, that sounds wild. All right, so it says the easiest to do is to install this upside down. It looks like this is all... Do you have CAD pulled up? Yes. Okay. So these are threaded on the outside. I just want to make sure one more time that all the threads are the same on all these. Just prevent one of those things where like you get burned once and you don't want it to happen again. So this looks, yeah, everything's only threads on the outer extrusions on all of these. Your browser history and all. What? I just booked my family holiday. Nice! 3 weeks in Greece. That sounds lovely. Probably only holiday for the next 2 years. That sounds awesome. Nice. When are you going? My parents went on a vacation to Greece some years ago, and man, I tell you, they loved it. Okay, so this goes like this, and then this goes like no, this goes like this. Okay. All right, so we are going to install these. It says easiest to install them upside down. Let's move these off to the side. Side view. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. June 28th until, oh, night. You're going soon, dude. You got 9 days to pack. It's exciting. I just bought something 3D print open source. It's a magnetic marble run thing that you can put on your fridge. Fun. I ended up putting a steel sheet on the wall. Could have downloaded and printed it. That's cool. I have nothing against buying printed parts if it's something that I like the manufacturing I mean, okay. Let me backtrack. Let me load some. Oh shoot! No. Of course I got crap. 1 second. I got Loctite on a baggie that didn't need it. So I don't have anything against buying printed things. I will say that I, in general, have an issue seeing all sorts of things and being like, I can make that. I'm just gonna make that. But the issue with it is I never end up usually making it because, well, you know, time, right? Like we just discussed. So it depends on what it is. But yeah, I would totally, like if somebody made something cool that was printed, or I'm like, yeah, that's rad. I would definitely also purchase it. Also, like if the person that made it was the creator of it, especially, I would be even more inclined to want to support the creator by purchasing from them. I don't know if I missed this hole or not. I don't know. We'll go again. So right now I'm just, because I don't want to go through the printed part with Loctite, because styrene, like ABS or ASA, will break down if you get Loctite on it or if it sits on it. I am using some little strand of filament and just putting some Loctite directly on the threads of these channels. So that way when I shove a screw through, although the screw won't have Loctite on it, it will from the bit I'm putting inside these channels. Just gonna quickly do it to all of them so I don't have to think about it. Also, before I put on the other side of the skirts, someone have me look at the LDO instructions to see why I have two different of the same style skirt. Also gonna grab a napkin so I can remove excess. Okay. Ba-da-boom, ba-da-boom. Ooh, also, I can't put it on with my glasses because I have big blocky glasses, but this is the, you'll see it in this week's video if you watch it on the SV08, but I got the Mando helmet off and all the supports removed, and it came out really, really nice. So I'll put it on. I won't be able to see chat or anybody because I have absolutely horrible vision, but check it out. Ow! It hurt my, it dropped. That's funny. But yeah, it turned out really nice. So, first time ever printing a helmet. I don't know that I will really ever print another helmet unless it's a gift for somebody or for Jackson. I did, when I printed this and cleaned it up, I walked into, Jackson had just woken up from a nap, and I kept placing it on his head, and then lifting it off, and he was stoked every time. So I probably will print more helmets. I imagine Jackson will probably at some point ask me for helmets. So yeah, I'm really happy that it turned out. It did I mean, to have that done under 24 hours with all of the supports I had on there, because I probably went overkill with supports just out of paranoia. Very pleased. Also, I think that was the last track, so let's get into some 8-bit. SV08 is like the definition of you have so much potential. That's funny. That is close. That is actually very close beef to my summary of the printer in my video. I still think I think it's a good printer. I think it's a good printer, and I told myself in the video, you'll see it, like I had to remind myself the price that's being asked for it, because that has to influence what my expectations are. If the SV08 was $2 grand, like I would be like, yeah, no, this has got, but the price point they're asking, it's like, I have to give it some slack. I still call out the things that I think are problematic, but I have to give it some slack. So, boom. Oh, this is not the right angle. This is the right angle. And we are going to be installing M512 button heads, and I don't think, can I take those out? Are these M512s? Yeah, they are. Still the best live stream playlist ever. Thank you. I've had the same songs. Well, no, that's not true. I've rotated, 6. I've rotated out a couple of them, but I really like it. Like, I love that we start off kind of chill, because it's morning time. We gotta, segue into it all, and then by the time we're done with that first playlist, I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay. Nice. Okay, what's happening? What is going on here? that was such a fail. So although it says it's easier to do it upside down, I don't think that they perfectly align. No, there's still a bit of a lip. So you do have to lift up the extrusion still, but just less aggressively. It's like, what is happening? All right. 9:15. Okay, yeah, I know. I mean, I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up. You know what I mean, nice. You know what I mean. I'm very excited to get this freaking base on. Why are we not going in? Is it because I need to lift? I can't see what I'm doing. I really can't see what I'm doing. It looks like it's lined up. There we go. There we go. Morning is long ago here. Who needs sleep? I do. I do. Apparently now. I've been knocking out. Like, I've been so tired lately. But I am getting up earlier. Like today I was out of bed by, I don't know, 7 I think, while old me would be in bed till like 10 or 11. But then when I was in bed till 10 or 11, I was up working till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. But I've had to sort of switch things up because Jack decides basically when we rise, so. I need a minimum, oh man, I can't do 4 hours. My minute, so I did 4 hours for a long time, nice. Like most of my 20s I did, well, that's not true. I was fine with it. I was fine with it in my 20s, no issues at all. Now I gotta get 6. 6 is like, 6, like I feel like I'm still fairly productive member of society, and I can I feel pretty okay. Anything less than that, and I'm pretty miserable. I just, yeah. And I started like, it never used to be a huge issue, but I've started to have like physical, like sickness related to lack of sleep. So I can't anymore. Well, there is also a thing as oversleeping, PC. I also cannot, if I oversleep, I just feel like lethargic and like I wasted my day. So no, it's a balancing act. I'm not saying that you should sleep. I'm not saying you should hibernate. Just that getting like a decent sleep is, I feel, pretty important. All the research shows it's not good for us. Wait, what's not good for us? To not sleep, you're saying? This part probably doesn't really need Loctite now that I think about it, because this is just an electronics bay, but we've Loctited everything else, so we might as well just keep this train going. Okay, so this side's done. We're gonna flip this around. Oversleeping makes you feel, yeah. I agree with that. Oversleeping absolutely makes me feel like crap as well. I almost got 5 last night, and I'm probably old enough to be your father. Well, yeah. I guess everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. Okay. So, what I want to figure out is why I've got 2 of these. Okay, this seems like it'd be the wrong one. I see the difference. The difference is that this one has the little indent for the faceplate. So, matching it up with this side, this has to be correct. So, I don't even have to look it up. If I put this one up against here, that ain't gonna work because we don't have the cutout. So, yeah, it must be for the faceplate then. Everything else looks identical, I think. So, hopefully. So sure, attach the skirt. Yeah, so we're just doing the same thing on the other side. Ba-doom, ba-doom. And this is gonna go like this, right? Yep. And this is gonna go, nope, I grabbed the wrong one. Ah, get out of here. The wrong one, here we go. There we go, we did it. Okay, need 6 more screws. Lack of sleep, most important is a steady pattern. Yeah, I could see that. You can kind of adjust and get used to things, but if you're used to getting 8 and all of a sudden one night you're getting 2, it's brutal. I'll go to sleep when I get sleepy and wake up whenever I feel like it. Then I go into a 30-hour cycle with 20 hours awake, and then interesting. I find it fascinating how, yeah, everyone's just so different with that. I'm telling you, for the longest time, I would do most of my YouTube work between earliest 10:30 to like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. That was for a lot of my relationship with Aaron. It was like me crawling into bed at 2:30 in the morning. I just, like, everyone knows I'm super squirrely, but for some reason, nighttime is usually when I get my hyper focus. Like, a lot of during the daytime, I'm like kind of, you know, like trying to just maintain focus. But at nighttime, when there's less distractions and I don't know, I burnt out a lot of the day's energy, I'm able to just be like this crazy productive person. So I kind of like almost felt like I didn't have a choice but to work that schedule because I needed to get stuff done. But I feel like I'm starting to get a slightly better balance on it all, and I'm able to be more productive during the day, which I'm thankful for. My wife has trouble functioning with less than 10. Wow. Yeah, Aaron definitely needs more sleep than me as well. I would say that ideally for her, so I would say ideally like 8 or 9 would be what she would want if she could get it.
Oops. There we go. Super happy Wednesday, squirrely. Yep. Yep. When I sleep only 4 hours, I always have plus or minus years of deep sleep. Oh, I've got on the same hour. Gotcha, you're saying that she only gets plus or minus 2 hours of deep sleep even when she sleeps for that long, much longer? Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I think you get like a jet lag when you sleep a different amount of hours. I get up every day at 5:45 and feel great each day. If I sleep longer on weekends, I feel bad on Monday. Yeah. I've noticed like there's a lot of days where I will wake up pretty early and I'll like just start thinking about all the things I gotta get done that day or like any day. And like I sort of don't want to procrastinate. And so sometimes I'll just lay there thinking, or I can scroll for like an hour or two. And usually, like, I'm way less productive and I feel kind of crummy. But if I can somehow convince myself when I wake up to just pop up, have a bite of something for breakfast, and kind of get the day going, there's nothing quite like the feeling of being up early and knowing that you've already, like you already feel like a winner, right? Like, you've already accomplished some things for the day, and, like, some people are just getting up. Like, that's a really good feeling to me. But it's not, it's very often not enough of a good feeling to actually get me out of bed. But when I do it, it feels great. A baby would be the death of me. I found sleeping with a puppy in the house very tough, and that only lasted 2 weeks. Oh no. Yeah. It was very difficult for me. I was physically getting ill. Yeah, we had to figure stuff out. I crashed on the couch a little bit. We also got an air mattress so I can sleep in the other room. We had to. We had to figure out something. It was rough. New shirt? Oh, Squirrel Squad. It would be fun to incorporate a squirrel somehow into a logo. Of the 4 hours of sleep, I get 30 minutes or deep according to my watch. I need 8. I can survive on less, but only 1 or 2 days out of like a week. I sleep less too many days. I get sick and my body. Yeah, that's often. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, for a lot of, also 6 minutes on the giveaway. If you haven't signed up, in 6 minutes I'm going to close the giveaway and we're going to draw for a spool of Polymaker filament globally. So, what were we saying? Yeah. So when I was doing a lot of those crazy, like 2:30, 3 in the morning working shifts and only sleeping small blocks, I would usually feel okay, but it would kind of be like, sort of like this, either this power through and then cliff, or like starting here and then each day I'm like a little bit less. And then would hit a point where I don't know that I would get sick, depending on what your definition of sick is, but certainly not feel great. And then have one day of just sheer exhaustion where I would sleep for way longer than a normal 6 to 8 hours. And then I'd be able to sort of like bank my sleep, right? And then burn it, the following week. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's healthy. So, yeah. All right, so we got our skirts on. We are now sliding 20, 40 extrusions in the channel. Make sure they sit flush with the front and back of the skirts. Cool, okay. Sweet, we can do that. So these, I'm going to just slide. Maybe. Yes. Up, up, up. Wiggle, wiggle. There we go. Mod Mac with Squirrel Pilot. That sounds, dude, I love that. Oh, that sounds so cool. Like a big Modbot robot, and there's like a capsule or bubble on the side with like a cockpit, and the person behind the cockpit is a squirrel. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love that. That, I would love to see that on a shirt. Or just a sticker or something. That's so freaking cool. I'm awake at 5:30 every day unless something is really wrong. It's habit after 30 years of getting up for work. Yeah, well, humans are habitual. So if you've got a
if you were on a cycle like that and it's worked for you for this long, then I would absolutely not want to break that. I would not want to break that. So 30 years is, yeah, that is a long time to have a consistent. It's like, why are we not going in? But there we go.
User error. Why not having a squirrel, angel, and devil on your shoulder? That's also a cool one.
I like that a lot as well. But I like the mech. The mech is freaking, because it's a robot. I really like that one. Why are we not going through? Ow!
We are in.
Okay. Sweet.
So these are in. It looks like next we're going to be installing table feet, which I believe tip these feet. Wait. Oh, these feet are not required. If building a casa, it said no. I am not building a casa, at least not now. So we do need these. It looks like there's a total of 5. Oh, I don't have those either. The TPU guys I have not printed out yet, so we'll need to do that. Okay, so we'll start with oh, so that's what those are for. Those are for that. Gotcha.
Okay, so let's see what we got. Feet.
That doesn't. What is this? That kind of looks like a foot.
I'm gonna bring out anything that resembles a triangle. Okay. So I've got too many. Now these must be the feet. What is this?
I would wear that shirt. Why not having a, I start dreaming as soon as it goes off. Someone said that's a sign of sleep. Interesting. I don't remember my dreams usually, and if I do dream, it's usually nightmares. But I have really bad panic attacks and anxiety. I have for like probably a decade, and so I take SSRIs, and a side effect of them is nightmares. So I got nightmares before, but they are, if I have them, like they're pretty aggressive. So also like a year and a half ago, if we remember, I got tested for sleep apnea, and I was like having however many episodes per hour. I don't remember, it was per hour. I think it's per hour is how they gauge it. And so I used it's basically like, not dentures, but like what was I gonna say? Yeah, the mouth guard. I've got a mouth guard that basically moves my jaw while I'm sleeping. It just pulls it with these bands. It's 3D printed, which is cool. And that has helped quite a bit. I used to have to take a nap almost every single day because I was just drained. And now I can power through, which is really nice. It's not CPAP. CPAP was going to be an option, but I felt like I would have a lot harder time with this machine on. So not that the mouth instrument thing, it's not very comfortable, like, right? Like it holds on to your teeth. It's molded. Don't SSRIs make sleep worse? I don't know. It's possible. I don't think they made it worse for me though, because the panic attacks and the adrenaline rushes were making everything awful. So it's possible that could be a side effect as well. So one thing I just trying to figure out is what is this? We've got a foot that looks like it's the right kind of foot. We got a foot that looks like it's the right kind of foot. We got 2 more that look like they would work. But then we've got this guy, which also looks like a foot, like it's a corner bracket, same size, but it has additional bolts. So I'm trying to figure out, where did this come from? Is this a Steve? Let me check really quick. Steve sent over some files, and I'm wondering if it was a Steve thing. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where's this? I'm wondering if it was something that Steve modified for something else. Steve, there they are. Okay, let's check out Steve's parts. So this would have been part of the electronics table. No.
shirts. No, 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 no. So it wasn't from Steve. Tilt mod. Could it have been a tilt mod? So you call them tilt rear bracket. I bet you that's it. I bet you. Yes. Okay, so this is Steve's mod. Am I missing one though? It looks like there should be 2 of these if I'm using this. Yeah, it is a Steve's mod thing. So let me really quickly just see if I've got down here a second one of these. It looks like, yeah, I do. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. So I will install these then. These must be mirrored than these other ones. So let me see. You look the same. You look like a mirrored version of you. Cool. Awesome. I think I got what I need. All right, we are gonna do the giveaway. If you are filling out the giveaway form, you've got 60 seconds. I'm removing it from chat right now. Remove. Unpin. Cool. All right, give everybody just a minute here to wrap this up. Did we hit 75 likes? We hit 81. Let's see. Okay, we're at 81 likes. There's 106 people here. Can we hit 100 likes? I believe we can do it. If you have not hit the like button, let's see if we can get to 100 real quick. I believe. I believe. Okay, while we're hitting the like button, let me get the giveaway going. So we have got 77 entries. Very nice. What does it show for everyone? I see 87. I see 87. 87. Let me refresh it just to make sure. Yeah, I see 87. All right, we're 13 shy. I'm not gonna hold the giveaway hostage. Let's do this. Okay. Here we go. So, I hit the like button, but I broke my screen. Oh no. I see 8 likes? No! All right, so for anybody that hasn't been a part of one of these giveaways before, Polymaker lets us give away a spool every single week, which is incredible of them. It's global. If you're in the US or Canada, you'll end up getting a gift card. If you are anywhere else, you'll get to pick between PLA, ABS, ASA, or PTG from a big list. And I will email the winner within 24 hours, unless I forget, and then it'll be 48 hours. And I think that's about it. Yeah, thank you to Polymaker for being awesome, letting us do this. And if you have not tried out their filament, I've used their filament well before they were sponsoring giveaways, and they've got some incredible stuff. The gold and the Galaxy ABS we're using for this stream, for this build, are both Polymakers, and they're gorgeous. So, alrighty, on that note, how many times are we shuffling today? Our range is between 46 and 65. That's our range. 46 and 65. John, did John get in on time? John. I don't think you did, John. John. Joe, Jose. John. No, other John. I don't see you, John. Let's see. 65, 64, 56. He skipped 42, so 65. It accepted the entry. The giveaway link is like indefinitely good, so yeah. I'm sorry, John. I had it up for like 40 minutes. Dark Third says you should also mention that the winner should keep an eye on their spam folder. Ah, yeah, do that. Do that. All right, we'll do 65. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. I do need an auto clicker. That would be way more. Maybe I'll do that. That way you guys can pick ridiculous numbers and just have it spam. It rolled right over you, nice. Our routes, you are our winner. I think you're a first-time winner. Congratulations. Let's do air horn and cheer. Congratulations. I will send you an email probably this afternoon. Now that the Big Tree Tech stream isn't happening, I've got a little bit of extra time on my hands here. So you missed out. Do it again. You missed one. Do it again. I can't, John. I can't. I'm sorry. So yeah, you are, congrats, our winner, and I will send you an email later on today. So thank you everyone for entering. Sorry, John, but I had it open for 40 minutes and I said, so there's always next week. Okay, let's go on for a bit more. We've been streaming for what, 2 hours and 40 minutes? Yeah, we'll go for a little bit longer. So it says, yeah, so these are his feet mod. So we will use those for the back, which are going to be where this plug is. Oh, I meant you missed one click. Gotcha. I might have. I did my best. Okay. M510. So I need M510 extra hardware for this back piece. Let's see. So Steve's mod. Goes on like that. Sweet. I'm just gonna install the heat inserts. Actually, no, these are M5. I should install these. Let's do the heat inserts real quick here. I have 3 coupons to use already. I'm happy that it was the first time. Oh, yeah, John. We'll call it John's. I don't know what we'll call it. I got nothing clever. Nothing clever right now. John's. I don't know. Okay, so we are using these guys. My wife would probably love it if I gave away my piles of filament. It was almost too nice, it rolled over. I always have a hard time, telling where it's gonna stop. Because sometimes I feel like it stops early and other times it continues to roll. Okay, this will be a little bit interesting because there's not like a flat surface for these, and these do require a bit of force to get in, so... Oh, come on. There we go. No! Come on. All right, I'll just go like this and slide it in once I get it. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is a little awkward. Ah, no! It's not super pretty, and it's not exactly super level. At least Big Tree Tech is taking the feedback seriously about early adopters as guinea pigs. Yeah, I told them, they apologized to me about the delay, and I said, oh, come on, why are we sticking? There we go. I said essentially the same thing. I said I'd rather you guys hold out. That did not go in as far as I would have liked again. Let me try another one. I guess if they all go in the same amount, then it's fine. I thought the stream was frozen, but no more. Yeah, every once in a while I can be still. Now that I'm not drinking coffee anymore. Man, I remember there was a few times when we were streaming when I had like a Monster and I hadn't eaten anything, where I was just really uncomfortable. I don't think I even would say anything on stream. I'd just be like, hey, I gotta go get some food, I'll be right back. And I would run to the pantry and just like inhale a granola bar and drink some water to try to chill out. Yeah, I do not like, oh man, I get really, really freaking antsy, like uncomfortably so. Yeah, it looks like it's going in about the same distance. So if that's the case and they all go the same distance, which is, I don't know, a millimeter or so shy of where they need to go, then it shouldn't be a big deal because it's going to be, I mean, these are literally just for the TPU feet to sit on. So I'm okay with this. I think I will need to clear out these. I'll probably get long M5 screws and clear out these pockets because there is some filament in the channels. I just noticed he's building a Milo. I thought this was just chatting about sleep stream. This is a sleep study stream. Whoa, that went in way easier. Steve made his way more I don't know, difficult. I think that they're gonna be a lot tighter, but yeah, this one drops right in. Or maybe Steve used different inserts? I don't know. Heat back up and run bolts through them helps clear filament. I'm definitely gonna run bolts through them. I just don't know if I'm gonna heat them back up. I guess I could press it in for just a minute or two, not a minute or two, but you know, like a few seconds to get some heat. I just don't want them to push in further. My game plan though really is just to use, let me just see how easy or difficult it is if I just use these long bolts. Also unplug this so I don't burn myself and slide you out of the way. Sleep food and other printers, always something we were talking about that's subject of an actual, yeah, that's true. Wouldn't it be boring though if we just talked about like the actual stream subject matter? And don't get me wrong, I like talking about... Oh, wow. No, Delmar is right. Delmar is very right. If I don't heat these up, it's actually pulling the heat insert back out. Which is probably why Steve decided to... go... with more material. Do I even need to be, I'm trying to figure out, do I even need to be able to get a screw through here? Yeah, I think I probably do. Otherwise, why would they have a hole here? Yeah, I have a feeling, never doubt the Delmar. The great and powerful Delmar. Okay, I'm hoping that's enough heat that I can just get this guy and shove it through before it cools down. Come on, let's go quick. Nope, it's still sliding out. No, it's not. We got it through. But yeah, that is not a very
great fit. Ever get a material stuck in your head? Ever get a material stuck in your head? Dull around stuck. Yeah, now this is not nearly as tight as I would like. So, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Maybe have it go in just a little bit further. I imagine these feet have to be adjustable with a bolt. So if I drive it in just a hair further. Wait, I'm... Oh, why did... Oh my god. You know what's difficult? Trying to press in a heat insert when you unplugged your soldering iron so you don't burn yourself. I'm like, this is really not going anywhere. Yeah, because you didn't heat up the damn thing. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, here we go. Round two. Round two. Definitely a highlight of the stream. Let's see, yeah. All right, now we should be making some movement. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yes. Yes. All right. Hopefully that's enough. But yeah, something tells me that's exactly why Steve decided to make it so that the ones he made were more difficult to get in, because these ones come out relatively easily, which is not what you want. Let's see if this one's any better. Okay, this one went through. I'm actually going to take some flush cutters. Let me show you guys. I missed Stefan Open Sauce. I did meet him last year. From the filament that pushed through, it's got like a lip on it now. And if I'm I don't know if I'm driving in a bolt. I imagine I'm maybe going in this way. I don't know. I don't want to push that back in there. So I'm just going to take some flush cutters and try to clip off just a little bit of that. While trying not to make it worse by putting it back where I don't want it. You know what would probably be better? Like a X-Acto knife, which I don't think I've got. Whew. I think we're just gonna have to call it good right now. Pineapple plus pizza equals, what is that, delicious? Is that someone drooling? Drooling at the mouth because they're so excited for pineapple pizza? Yeah, I can't get this perfect, but at least I removed some of the material, so that way if some does get in the threads, hopefully it's not something that I can't push through. My daughter says that pineapple pizza is worse than nukes. Oh my, but then she insists on getting it? That'll make no sense. Use a drill that is roughly the same size as the bore to peel out the burr. Yeah, I wonder if I can even use a, so this is a M5. I wonder if I can just ream it. Might have to bust out the classic wrench and reamer that everyone is a big fan of around here.
Ooh, that reamer did a really clean job of just ripping it off. You guys can't actually see that. The old wrench and ream. Wow, that was way more effective than my flush cutting. Let's try it on this one as well. Beautiful. All right. Let's do the last ones. These ones I don't feel nearly as concerned with. I think I can just sort of go ham. I'll still, you know what? We got this thing still heated up. It feels like it's dropped in temp though, but we will, yeah, we'll at least get it a little bit warm. Yeah, thank you, Goen. That was a much better idea. Flush cutter sounded like a great idea in my head, and then when it came time to execute, it was horrible. All right, let's see if we can push this through. Steve's, I'm less concerned about it backing out because, well, they've just been designed to be a lot tankier. Yep, we pushed right through, no problems. Well, Steve's actually, I didn't even have to clean it. It popped the whole part off like perfectly. Okay, last one. Oh, yeah, no, I knew Jose. I knew. That was me. That was me joking. Cool, yeah, I went right through. All right. We are ready to install some feet. Unplug you, safety again. Oops. Okay, let's start with the non-modified ones. So something interesting about these is that they have holes that have bridges in them that you can't get through. And I think that that's expected so that way they can print without supports and you have to cut through them or break through them. Also, do we hit 100 likes? No. Ooh, 90. We're getting there. 10 more likes. All right. Yeah, so I have to just trying to think. So this is gonna go like this. Yep. Yep, yep. And this is gonna go like this. Does anybody know if the feet are adjustable on this? I hope they are, because they're just not, it's not perfect. It looks like maybe they are. I dropped to help you. He's already used them heaps. They're adjustable. Awesome. Cool. I mean, it's not like I don't need a ton, but I can just tell I'm gonna need a little bit. So it looks like since we're installing, yeah, basically you just need to poke a hole through here. I don't know if the answer is drill. Can I just stabby stab with, let's try this. Just, I don't know if it's just a single, oh, there we go. Yeah, stab and twist. And then maybe I can use my flush cutters. Yay, to peel out the little bits of plastic. Sweet. So yeah, before, on the right, oops. After on the left. So it just, there's like a sacrificial layer
So that way you don't need supports, which is clever. I like that. Stabby stab. Twisty twist. Stabby stab, twisty twist. Okay, and then we will do a little bit also of the Loctite on these corners. I don't think no, I didn't. These were installed after the fact, so let's do a little bit of Loctite right here, a little bit of Loctite right here. Oops, probably a little bit too heavy on the Loctite. Boom, boom. Beautiful. And then we're using what? We are installing these with nope, that's not right. What are these? M512s button heads, which we have. That's what we've been using. All right, feet are going up. Make sure that I can fit these through. Perfect. Perfect. And awesome sauce. There we go. I think all I really have left to print is TPU feet and possibly a couple of like cable management hooks that I missed. So I'll get those feet printed out by next week. Perfect. All right, Delmar. It does need a reamer. There we go. Perfect. I love how metal 3D printing and CNC milling go hand in hand when it comes to material waste. Metal 3D printing and CNC milling. Why is there a lot of waste with metal 3D printing? I wouldn't think there would be. Don't you not need supports because of the way it works? And then also you can reuse all the powder? It sounds, I feel like that would be a lot less wasteful than CNCing with a stock of material that you're throwing out all the chips on. I don't know how the contamination is like from SLS to SLM. Like I know nylon typically you can reuse it all though. All right. One side on. Now we're gonna do the other side with Steve's. Maybe they're talking about grinding their own powder. Huh. The reused powder only can be used up to a certain... Oh, really? Is it the same with SLS or no? I was under the impression that all of it was reusable. No, all metal 3D printing needs supports. Even SLM needs supports? I guess I haven't. I'm familiar with SLS, which because of the way it works layer by layer in that powder bed, you don't need it. But I was under the impression that SLM was largely similar, just more powerful lasers and a different machine, I guess. But it amazes me how few people know about metal injection molding. Whenever I talk about it, like to some people on open source, I get blank stares. We ship millions of parts in our product. Interesting. Like die-cast or no? Or inject... Because die-cast is a form of injection molding, no? Some SLS printers can use more recycled powder. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, I guess I've only like I only know of them from the bits I've talked to people about and like seen some at industrial shows, but like we didn't carry them when I worked at Matter Hackers, and I haven't done a whole lot of research because they've been so largely unattainable for most. All right, so for Steve's, it's going to be going like this. And so it looks like his uses 2 additional M5 T-nuts in addition to those N ones. So let's do that. M5 T-nuts. My work is in metal. My work is metal SLM printing and metal FFF. Oh, cool. No, not die casting. Is a powder with organic binder. It's injection molded without melting the metal. The part is then deep. Interesting. Okay, so die cast is, it's done when it comes out, but you're saying that it's not in that scenario. So there has to be a fairly good shrinkage factor, because like I've used, oh God, what's it called? It was towards the end of my time working there, but I can't think what it's called, but it's an FFF filament that uses stainless steel powder with a binding agent that you can print on a fairly standard FDM printer or FFF printer, and then you send it off, and there's a fairly complex sintering, debinding and sintering process. But the shrinkage factor is substantial. It is really substantial. Like throwing out numbers, I want to say it's like 20% shrinkage. There's a math formula for how you can scale your parts in X, Y, and Z, but I wonder if the method you're describing, because it doesn't have to be printed on a extrusion-based printer, if your shrinkage factor is much smaller and easier to work with. MIM is like green ceramic process where they are fed nickel and shrink. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, BASF. Yep. BASF is the one that we got in the end. Yeah, where you have your green part, and that's what you send off, and then it comes back. But I know that there's definitely some, because of the shrinkage factor, some serious limitations in part geometry to avoid the part just basically not crumbling, that's not the right word, but like crumbling in on itself, I guess. That's not I can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but I just remember there was a whole bunch of parameters that you had to consider for your parts. Okay. So I think Steve said that all this is going to be using M510s, right? Everything else, M510 for new hardware. So does this kit have M510s? Sure does. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hey, Nuno, happy Wednesday. Welcome. Let's see. So Steve's parts use the end threaded holes, and then you also add T-nuts to the side here, so it gives you an extra point of contact. Did I not take out? There I did. I should probably line these up first. Oh shit. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so I will loosely fit
these in. There we go. Okay. And these ones at the end should be M512 still. In SLS, the plasti powder is the supports. Plasti powder. I don't know what that is. SLM get the same overhangs as FDM, but no bridging, because this is costly molded and it's very different from plastic. MM is much more versatile and accurate than BS. Okay, gotcha. I sort of figured as much. How are the parts made? Wait, no, you said they're injection molded. Yeah, never mind. So they're shot into a mold. Gotcha, gotcha. And then they go through the debinding process. That's right. You can slide the nuts in from the end. Oh, that's what I did on these. I don't know if you saw the last stream, but they are super difficult to move on for some reason. Like they weren't manufactured well. It was chomping into the anodized extrusions when we were doing the FMJ mod last week. Okay, that one's in. This one. What are we doing? Here we go. Okay. Keep that loose for now. That's odd. All mine were oddly loose. That's so funny. Were you in like the first batch then? Because I said the same thing to Steve. Yes, or Steve, like, I think he messaged me last Wednesday and just asked like, hey, how did it go today? And I told him like it went pretty good, but that I had issues with like all the T-nuts or the roller nuts, and he said the exact same thing. He said that's odd. Mine were loose. So I'm wondering if they, based off of like initial feedback of them being loose, overcompensated or something like that, and now it's the opposite end. I don't know. But yeah, Steve said the exact same thing. That he's like, yeah, I don't remember mine being tight. They were actually loose, but complete opposite for me. It made it really difficult to try to align the FMJ plate, and I kind of had to like pre-align everything because once I hold on, why are we not cross-threading? What's going on here, buddy? There we go. Nope. Don't tell me that there's not. Don't tell me there's not a thread here. Don't break my heart like that. Hold on, I'm gonna take these out just to look and see what's going on. I thought we checked these. Dropping my screws. There is a thread there, so maybe I either have some material in the way or I was going in at a slight angle. Still lost one. I lost one of the M510s. Oh, nope, it's on the surface still. Okay. Let's try without anything and see if we run into any issues. Yeah, that is really not going in well. Okay, well I can pretty much get it in if I just have to go really hard. I don't know if it just wasn't tapped well or what the heck. You were back, okay, gotcha, that makes sense.
I also had issues installing FMJ but because gravity would make the nuts slide out of alignment. Interesting. So it's a balancing act then, because it sounds like having too loose nuts presents its you know, a different set of issues. Yeah, I had no issues keeping them aligned. The issue was getting them into that initial alignment. I had to like manually move every single nut because there was zero sliding once I, like, with how difficult it was to move one nut, multiply that times, you know, 30 something on a side, and like once even I threaded everything in 1 or 2 turns, nothing was moving after that. So I had to spend most of the time on the front end aligning everything, so that way once it was set, it wasn't going nowhere. Okay, so I was able to fix that foot just by working the thread in. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's the deal with the threads on this side, man? I'm almost wondering if I should just go with slightly shorter screws. Okay, I think we're okay. I think as long as I tighten this guy down, we'll be alright. But yeah, for some reason that channel is not tightening that well. I would guess they missed threading those and you were threading with the screw. Yeah, I think so as well. That's what it feels like. I think it's going to not be an issue, so. Okay, feeder in. It says that there is a cross beam. I don't remember seeing that. To brace the... It's small enough that I probably would have thrown it in one of these drawers. Let's see. Nope. 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 Yep.
Do I need to set aside a shot glass for you at MRRF?
Andrew, thank you for the $10. Do I need to set aside a shot glass? I won't be going, man. Yeah, I won't, unfortunately. I think 3D Printopia is likely the other event that I'm going to try to go to. I do, oops, shoot, 1 second. This is way up high. I do have the one you gave me at Rocky Mountain though. I still need to watch the movie. What's the name of it? I know everyone's gonna probably scold me, but I have never seen this movie. But I remember you talking to me about it, and I was like, huh. So I still have this shot glass. If you're going to 3D Printopia, then I will hopefully see you there. I just gotta talk to Fabrico. I said in July we were gonna talk about it, so it's coming up on July. Hey, PF, I'm going to, nice, cool. Well, yeah, fingers crossed I end up going then. It'd be cool to meet you in person. Classic film. What is the film? What is it? I don't know what it is. Oh, Steve's here. Hey, Steve. Yeah, these are your feet. Dude, so I was initially complaining that you put so much material in here that I had a difficult time getting this in. And then I went and did the other feet that actually came with the, you know, like the printed parts. And it was so easy to get in that when I was threading the part in to push some plastic out, the nuts started backing out. And I was like, I bet you Steve did this because he also experienced that they didn't have very good of a bite. So although yours were more difficult to get in, they are way more secure than the stock ones. Hey, buddy! I won't be at 3D Printopia birthday weekend for my wife. Ah, gotcha. That's more important than. That's more important. Well, I'm sure we'll cross paths at another event. How don't you know? I don't know. I didn't grow up watching a lot of classic movies. I was raised by a Swedish mother, so I was watching like Pippi Longstocking and stuff like that. I don't know. 3D Printopia is on my birthday. So it's September 30th weekend. Okay, brackets. We need brackets, 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 brackets.
For the buying a copy of They Live Fun.
For the buying a copy of... Oh, you're saying it's called They Live? That's funny. I didn't even gather... I didn't understand. That's funny. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, it's called They Live. I thought it was a... I thought you were... Everyone was like saying a saying from the movie. They Live movie. John Carpenter's They Live, 1988 sci-fi horror. Okay. Can you stream it? Let me see. Do it. We have too many streaming platforms here. Of course, you can't stream it on anything. All right, well, I'll have to rent it or buy it. I guess we do have a DVD player still. Stop getting stuff done and procrastinating. And procrastinate, so I don't feel too bad pushing Milo build further into the future. Why are you procrastinating? I thought you were cranking out parts in a hurry. Hey, Dutch. Live like living. Hopefully making Earth as well. Nice. Time for the pirate hat. Okay. So where do we want this? Is it supposed to be as close to center as possible? I don't know why I went so far down. Oh, I moved to the wrong section. Oh, that's why I clicked the wrong tab. Install the enclosure brace using M5. It doesn't say where to install it exactly though. It doesn't. Based off of this photo, that doesn't look centered. It definitely looks like it favors the front. So, all right, we'll at least get it in place for now. Yeah, we'll at least get it in place for now. They live, not live. They live. Oh, derp. Yeah. I get it. My kid is here, but it's bigger than expected, so I need to clean the... yeah. It's a freaking big box, man. It's a big machine. It's very big. I was surprised when 2 boxes initially showed up. I was like, maybe one's materials? Nope. Nope, it just needs 2 boxes. All right, shoot. We got our brackets. Does it matter which direction to go? I don't think so. And we're using M5.8s, which I don't have out. M5.8s, there you are. M5.8s. It's off center, you have the board and PSU on the opposite side. Okay. I guess it probably, like, exact doesn't matter as long as I get it in there. And then once I install the electronics in the next section, we can just loosen the channel screws and slide it where needed. So, no biggie. We do need T-nuts, though, or roll-ins. We need 5 of these or 4 of these. Exactly, so I do other stuff like belt printer. Oh, that's right, you just got that belt printer on sale or whatever. It sounds like you're doing a fantastic job of clearing out space. Okay, so we will insert you there. Insert you there. I am not gonna Loctite these. It feels... screw it. I'm gonna Loctite it. Feels unnecessary, but that's fine. It's just medium. Medium strength.
Okay, it's on, but very loose. Actually, let's tighten it up a little bit.
The FL Sun tracking number are weird. Their tracking has no info on it, but their website says this shipment is on its way. Another page on the same site says order received. Interesting. Okay, so you ordered directly from them, which makes sense. So is it shipping? It's shipping directly from China then, right? It's not coming from a reseller? Or do they have a local distribution center? John from Proper Printing had trouble at OpenSauce because he couldn't heat his 220 grill. He ended up using 3D glue. Oh, wow. I saw some photos he posted. If you can slide with your right tight rolls in, you have the board piece you're handy, then you can eyeball it. Oh, that's right. Sliding it won't be super easy, but it's only 2, so hopefully it ends up being okay. Also, hopefully this... Let's see, can I get it in? Can I get it in? Nope, that sucks to get in. Shoot. What if I wedge? There we go. Okay, that worked. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. There we go. They told me they ship, oh, from Germany. Interesting. Okay, so not from China. So they do have at least a European distribution center, it sounds like. Yeah, these went in way easier. These went in way easier, which I'm thankful for. They probably printed the shipping label, but haven't picked it up. Yeah. Also, why do you have one of those? Why do you not have? So this is a great question. And the reason is I didn't know they were a thing when I bought this Loctite, and I bought this Loctite probably a couple years ago at this point. So I don't want to waste it. So I've got enough Loctite in here to last me probably the next like 5 years. So when that runs out, I will buy this stick. The stick seems superior and much less messy, so I will get the stick. It's one of those things I didn't know the stick was a thing until I saw, I don't know who I saw using it for the first time. For the amount of Loctite used in this build, such self-locking nuts and profile nuts seem to make sense to me to speed the assembly up a bit. Self-locking nuts. You mean like the roll-ins, but having them be nylon lock nut based? I don't think I've ever seen that. I imagine somebody makes them, but it feels like it's probably pretty pricey since it's kind of a non-standard thing. Okay. So this is in. Can we slide, or did I tighten that too much? Yeah, we can slide. Kind of, slide together. Okay, so it looks like, let me see if I go to the cat. So it looks like it favors the front a little bit. So this is the front, so we'll just go, I don't know. That might be too much, but we'll go right about here. I don't know if we're square or not, but it's okay for this. We would want it to, yes, we'd want to tighten these first. Let's actually get the square, what the heck. There it is. There we go. There we go. All right, I might have to move it around a little bit, but at least it's in approximately the right spot. I have a craving for dill pickle chips. That's so funny. We, where the heck did we go the other day? We went to it was either Jimmy John's or it was Jersey Mike's, and I wanted the salt and vinegar, but Erin, we just shared like one of the bigger sandwiches, and Erin saw they had like pickle chips, so she got those, and she loves pickles. I only had like 1 or 2 to try it, and I was fairly impressed. They tasted very much like a pickle. Okay, that's in place. So I don't have the TPU feet yet, so I need to print those. Oh, dude, and then we're on. Oh, we're done. Oh my God. No way. No way. I mean, we're not done, but like, we're on rep firmware and assembling the electronics. Dude, that makes me super happy. Oh, yes. We have our base. So I think I'm probably gonna call it here. It's been 3.5 hours and I don't really want to get into flashing. I don't really feel like getting into flashing the firmware today. I'm gonna, between now and next week, I am going to get the TPU feet printed. I will go through, I need to print out some of the hooks. I didn't see them for some reason when I went into the printed parts, but I might have missed them, or maybe they were under a mod. So I'm gonna print out the hooks I need for cable management, the TPU feet, and then next week we will start with installing rep firmware, which I don't anticipate will be very difficult. Download files, board specific setup, initial setup, access, cool. So we'll access the web interface, and then we're moving on to electronics, which is mounting the PSU, some cable channel stuff, PSU, getting our inlet in, getting our e-stop in. Oh yeah, time to install these are, no, what is this guy? Oh, that's the e-stop. That is the e-stop. AC wiring, cool. To the spin, ooh, yeah, spindle will be fun to get out. Got our board. So my goal will be that next week we're almost done. Like, I would like to get the firmware flashed, get all electronics mounted, and just see where things go from there. I think Aaron works next Wednesday, so I can't do a late stream. But we'll just go at the same time that we've been going at. So yeah, we're making some really good progress. It feels great. Dill is a tier herb. I'm growing dill right now. Wait, am I growing dill right now? I think it's dill. I started a bunch of seedlings weeks ago and I transplanted them. Yeah, I am growing dill and it's still alive. Yeah, I like dill in my bagels and lox as well. And salmon, it's great. So, well, I guess it still is. Anyways, yeah, almost everything. I planted a bunch of herbs and almost all of them propagated. I think that's the word. Except for some reason, chives. The 3 chives didn't, and mint, which I thought was gonna be super easy, didn't. And so when I went to go start hardening off everything, which I did over the course of like 6 days, which probably wasn't enough time based off of the initial slumped herbs I had, the mint ended up shooting up after a rainfall. Like, it really soaked the soil that I had the seed starters in. And so now the mint's there, tons of mint. I mean, real small, but they're growing, so I should have mint. And then chives just seem like they're a lost cause. But the dill's looking like it's springing back to life, which is awesome. So yeah, lox with dill. Oh, Erin never had lox before we started dating. And she loves, like, for a special occasion, we'll do bagels with cream cheese, lox, chives, capers, and chopped up red onion. It is fancy. It is so good. She and I probably can't be here next week. Probably will be scuba diving. That sounds awesome. That sounds super cool though. Not surprised. Yeah, so that's the thing though. The mint, I've never grown mint, but I think we've had a mint plant, and I know my mom growing up, or my parents had mint, that it was always like you're describing, like a weed. I mean, it was almost a pest. It was growing so aggressively. So I was anticipating like that was absolutely going to be the herb that would just spring up, but it wasn't. It didn't grow at all. So I was convinced I got bunk seeds, but I think that the herb, the mint, the seeds for the mint were like microscopic. I mean, very, very small comparatively. And so I'm wondering if the self-watering seed starter that I printed, because it was a printed thing, wasn't saturating the soil maybe high enough for them. Like maybe, I don't know. I thought I planted them all roughly about the same, so. No locks. No LOX locks. We do have LOCKS locks. Mint is super invasive. Got to keep that in a pot. That's what I've heard from multiple people. So that, and then we also have raspberries, which we picked our first couple a few days ago, and they were so good. But I've also heard that raspberries are pretty invasive as well, and you've got to keep them under control. So It's good to know. Chives is another story. Shane probably there. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it. I'd say today was largely successful. We got the frame assembled, so it's ready now for mounting all of our electronics. It needs TPU feet, so I will get those printed, and then we also, wow, 1 second here. We also completely wrapped up the Z-tower minus like the cable chain thing that we opted to hold off on mounting. Oh, 1 second. It's like a booby traps in here. And this turned out great. I love the way this is looking. It's incredibly heavy. And it's gonna look awesome once this is all put together. So yeah, I'm stoked. I think we did a really awesome job, and I'm looking forward to getting the firmware. I don't want to scratch anything. Looking forward to getting the firmware flash next week, and then yeah, beginning the mounting and wiring of all the electronics. So let's see how much butt we can kick next Wednesday. And I think that's it. This is gold. This is not burnt orange. I think it's the lighting or the camera. It's let me see if I go with this. It still does look totally burnt orange. Okay, maybe it's gold meets burnt orange. It's supposed to be gold, but it totally, yeah. Now that you're saying burnt orange, it really does look like burnt orange. I can't unsee it now. Are those feet public? Yes, these ones in the back? I believe so. I think they're just under Steve's Discord. Nope, Steve's. Let me post them right now, buddy. Where are Steve's feet? Here they are. Here they are. Okay, I'm posting in chat. Bam. Boom. There we go. So yeah, next week we will continue where we left off. Thank you everybody for hanging out, for all the great banter about sleep and food and all the things. Thank you to our new members, existing members for the donations. Congratulations to our filament giveaway winner. I will send you an email with the link, and hopefully I will catch you all. Steve's feet are with him, I'd say. Yeah, when I was like, where's Steve's feet? I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm walking into something here. But on that note, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day / night. Thank you once again for hanging out, and until next time, bye everybody.